friend, where are you? Found you hiding here in the near clear blue.
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
What?
Hey, the Pro Show is on.
Awesome! Let's turn it on.
Guys? Where'd you go?
Morty, let's check in on Brian Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay. I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray?
Son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Now, he was okay, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? They get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George. I didn't think it would go like this.
Fly, you fools.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Weird.
Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga. Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
It's scooping time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to Provision 3D.
Alright, everyone, put on your opera glasses. Oh boy. Chop those now. I'm so excited.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Paul.
Autobots, roll out.
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's gonna try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money.
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Chicken jockey.
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man.
Are you okay?
They'll never take our freedom.
He's
hit him with the right kind of death. No matter in the world where he goes away, can't take the soul out of his sway. Jonas is back, had to bring him back, had to bring him back, back in the groove. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Jonas is back, yeah, yeah, yeah. Had to bring him back. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Pipes made for radio, pro show will do. Breaking down the Hollywoods, break it down anew. Not a single day does our very own forget. Hudson River flow is where his path was set. Jonas is back, had to bring him back, had to bring him back, back in the groove. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Jonas is back, yeah, yeah, yeah. Had to bring him back. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Morgan Freeman was born in Memphis. Diana from Detroit. But hey, looking upper Manhattan, Jonas is a hit it, big boy. Jonas is back, had to bring him back, had to bring him back, back in the groove. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine. Jonas is back, yeah, yeah, yeah. Had to bring him back. Jonas is back, he's back, he's back, he's back. Oh, let him shine.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Tuesday, and yes, indeedly doodly, Jonas J. Campbell, Master of Ceremonies, has returned to the show. Jonas, welcome back, buddy. Where you been?
So good to be here. I just took a week off to play Star Wars Droid Tycoon in Fortnite. It's a limited time mode, so you really need to spend your time wisely. So good to be back.
Hey, Jonas,
here on the Pro Show.
Jonas, people have been saying that the intro needs to change. I don't know if you've heard about that. I'm not going to go into detail about why, but are you aware, Jonas, that we need you to record a new thing that says something like, he's been cited by the U.S. government, Benny Johnson, the Wall Street Journal, Forbes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Maybe we could say cited by Eric Swalwell. But that would be false.
Oh no! Have we been cited by Eric Swalwell?
No, we have not. Although there are a lot of articles out there that are reacting to your rumor about the Star Wars sequel trilogy splintering off, that are refusing to say your name. It's funny that you're in this "he who shall not be named" territory.
Right. There were like 30 million views on Marvin's article on Geeks and Gamers, and there's, millions of views on YouTube, but we can't say Pro's name, which I don't care. But
let's talk about
Can I tell you, Jonas?
Rumor. What's funny is I guess you are now the usual suspects. So when they say that, they're talking about us.
That's right, the usual suspects. So and who knew we were always the usual suspects? I'll say this, Jonas, before we bring in our awesome Taco Tuesday panel. We did not know, and you can confirm this, Lauren confirmed it last night, when we were doing the work behind the scenes for the scoop for Star Wars. We had no idea that Lucasfilm had welcomed in the top brass of Disney. All of the top brass from Disney had flown into Lucasfilm 3 days earlier. So what we were hearing was the result of that meeting, and then the photo comes out, and the Nielsen stuff comes out, and suddenly this thing that we've done, all of this evidence starts to form together, and people go, oh my gosh, the usual suspects did know what's going on again.
Right. There's a lot more to it this time around. And also a lot of people forget, you didn't say anything about Kathleen Kennedy leaving until much later in the game. You actually said she wasn't leaving. And then at a certain point, when you did say, I think this is happening now, you said you gave yourself a date to say, if it's not by this date, I will retract it and I will apologize. And you did. Another one I'll throw out there is you never said that they were erasing the sequel trilogy until this latest one, where it's not really erasing it. It's just splintering it off, because it would be silly to completely erase something the fans might be interested in. Like a Disney executive said to me, they'll never take the name Fox off of 20th Century Studios. Oh, wait, Disney does.
Exactly. And I'll tell you this too, Jonas. We took a lot of heat. We took a lot of fire in the early days of the channel when we came out and said, no, Kathleen Kennedy is not going to retire at this specific date. No, there is not going to be a giant memorial for her career. They're going to bring out Daisy Ridley and announce a Rey movie. Now, did the Rey movie happen? No. Did the announcement happen on the day we said it was going to happen? Days after we said it was going to happen? Yes. And people were furious at us for that proclamation when it came out. So we've taken some heat in the past. We can take some heat again.
Well, I will point out that one of your earliest videos on this channel was saying that the Harry Potter reboot is coming. So that I think that one is well proven correct at this point. And you were the only one talking about it, other than there's one scooper who doesn't really scoop. He just says that everything is happening, and eventually that does, he'll take credits for the wins, and that's it. But you know what? I would like to take credit for our wonderful panel today.
All right, well, Jonas, let's bring in our Taco Tuesday panel and see what they have to say. It's a panel of excellence, as always. And yes, we've got cilantro.
Let's take extra care to follow the instructions or you'll be put to sleep. And don't forget Taco Tuesday's coming next week. That's the day every rule-following citizen gets a free taco and my love.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the illustrious, the amazing, the Mo, the Caro, and the Marv.
I have to walk something back. I can't take credit for this panel. It's actually Kara Lynn's fault that we have this panel, and it's an excellent panel.
Kara's so fantastic at putting together the greatest panels on earth, and what a lift it's been for the show having Kara working behind the scenes for all of this. All right, folks, we've got a dandy of a day prepared for you, and we're going to be going through the Hollyweirds in a way that you will not find anywhere else. And just before we get started, we've got 14 super chats, so we're going to be a little bit delayed going in the news beyond usual. But I want to highlight this one because it just made me smile. And beyond the fact that I'm cheating today, ladies and gentlemen, I am cheating. I have in my hands an IBC root beer right now, which is not
delicious.
It's not diet.
Ooh,
I know. This sucker has naturally and artificial flavors. I'm going back to my childhood. I'm going to cheat today, and I'm going to have a delicious IBC root beer in a glass bottle. Folks, whatever you have, how about we do it? Let's try it out. Even before I'm on camera, let's sip it and click it, or click it and sip it. Click it and sip it sounds better. Folks, hit that like button, click it, and then take a sip of whatever you got. 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Toast me, Marv. Toast me.
Clink.
Clink. Okay.
And now back to my shaken espresso. Ooh, Carol, what do you have?
I have coffee. My husband is secretly a master barista, and he's got like a little science kit where he makes all this wonderful coffee. And I feel very spoiled, but I'm also, I've got a first world problem where I can't drink hotel coffee anymore because it tastes like dirt. So
hotel coffee?
Yeah.
Is
so
that
when
like gas station sushi?
Yeah. So
I just got Folgers.
Folgers in your cup. All right, Say Physical Media says, when I think of pro, I think, and somehow Limbaugh returned. Well, Jonas has a favorite thing that he's tried to get me to say in the past, and it is, with talent on loan from want.
Yeah, I like that.
But I'll say it this way. I'll say, we understand the Hollyweirds in a way that not even they can understand themselves. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, Jonas, read the super chats. Let's go.
All right, I think there may be a slight delay, so
there's a huge delay, and StreamYard's having massive glitches, but we're working through it.
All right, DL Racer for $5. I would love to write an article about how Kathleen was the worst executive leader of all time and have it linked to TPP through LinkedIn. We can talk about that, Chad.
Yeah, sure.
We'll talk about it.
Snarky D for $5. Compare yourself not to others, but to who you were yesterday. Paraphrased pro who said this. Who said this? Sorry. Wait.
Who did?
Are you saying pro? Who said this?
I have used that many times in a different way, and I've heard it over and over, but I can't think of who the first person is that said that. Does anybody on the panel know?
I don't know. I love the quote.
I know the famous recent one is Jordan Peterson. Used it quite a bit, but I relay that message onto my son and myself, and that's the only way you should go about business is to follow Snarky Distinct.
Well,
at least in this super chat.
And speaking of which, Snarky D did gift 20 WDW Pro memberships.
All right, let's click the button and see what happens. StreamYard's having all kinds of issues. Love that we are on a professional show with live beta testing. But Snarky, we clicked it, nothing happened. Hey, go StreamYard, go. And the Fudge Dora shall shine once more.
Perfect.
Now, I'm hearing in the chat that was Jordan B. Peterson, Dr. Peterson, that said that. I think it precedes him. I don't think he originated it, but it is in the 12 Rules of Life. I'm not sure who started it, but there is a nasty trap that if you compare yourself to others all the time, there are people out there who are 20 years ahead of you, and they've been doing something for 20 years. So if you go into a gym, for example, to boil this down to something everybody can understand, if you go into a gym and you haven't been working out, and you compare yourself to the bodybuilder there, you're toast in terms of how you view yourself.
Yeah, of it, comparing us all to people who are definitely in the gym every day. That's very nice of you to say that about all.
Never skip leg day, Jonas. I know you don't.
I like to compare myself to the expert. Man, the delay is awful. Sorry.
Yeah. I like to compare myself to the people that take videos of other people in the gym because I'm a much better person than them.
Please don't do that, folks. Please.
Yeah.
Okay,
Joey Swole will get you.
You need to do better. I love watching Joey Swole videos, and I've never watched one on purpose, but Twitter keeps sending them to me. So Medmutt gifted 10 WDW Pro memberships, and it's not showing up in my StreamYard because I kind of got booted there for a second.
There you go, folks. I'll get it up on the screen. Medmutt, thank you so much. It's always the year of the Medmutt around here.
This is one big cultural appropriation, don't you think?
What do you mean? We're just celebrating the year of Medmutt.
Jonas, do I see correctly at the bottom that Snarky has gifted another 20? Is that right?
No, I think that was from 11:55, so before the stream started, but I'm still very thankful for it.
Thank you, Snarky. Thank you. And let us know if you sent in 40, because if you did, we need to highlight that. But these are now showing out of order, which is just another level of Murphy happening today. But we shall make a show of excellence regardless.
And I also know that there was a super chat from that infamous account of Black Jonas that I don't see in the list now. So,
all right. Well, how about this? I'll put them on the screen. You read them, sir.
All right. Jeremiah Hembry for 10 American dollars. Pro, is Disney going to use the Hollywood Bowl for any more 90s animation filmed anniversaries? And when are they going to use it? This is how you win people back. That's a great question. And that is very cheap content for Disney Plus, so they're happy to do it.
One of the best things they've done was the Hollywood Bowl with the Encanto cast coming out and singing it live. They're phenomenal. I mean, and they looked like the characters. It was crazy. Disney should lean into that all the time. That is pure Disney magic, and it extends outside the bowl into great YouTube content, and it can be Disney Plus content. So that's the best kind of thing where it just flows and flows into all these different domains. Jeremiah, I agree with you, but I don't have any information right now about more Hollywood Bowl appearances.
Well, like they did The Lion King, and Jeremy Irons finally did his first actual performance of the end of Be Prepared.
Needed more Jim Cummings.
Well,
Jonas, do you see what I see?
I see it. It's unbelievable. Is that big old turkey still in the butcher's window?
It's Fitty D. Fitty D has joined us, ladies and gentlemen, with 50 WDW Pro memberships. How wonderful is that? It's Thanksgiving every day here.
Oh, here we go. It's time to party. It's time to live it up.
A blindfolded half-court shot that is now the talk of campus and beyond.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Did you see it? Yeah. Is that on tape?
Yeah.
Jonas, I dare say, is this 200, almost 200 memberships right off the bat on the show?
Wow.
50 from Snarky. 50 from Snarky, 20 from Snarky, another 20 from Snarky. Teddy D giving 50. Medmutt gifting 10. I tell you what,
ladies and gentlemen,
I turned off my math brain. Oh, but I also want to say thank you to TB for that one right there. It's very
absolutely nice. Wonderful,
Thank you,
folks.
chat. Thank you.
Amazing.
The chat reigns supreme, and Snarky and Fitty D just saving the day. Folks, Jonas and I are going to be clicking a very important button. I wasn't planning to talk about this, but I will briefly. We're going to click an important button after the show today. We were told to wait until our YouTube rep is ready to go. There has been a glitch, right?
Yep.
Stitch has a glitch. Well, there's been a glitch on the channel, and it's been suppressing our views, and it's just been discovered by YouTube. And so we're going to click a button. If the channel temporarily goes down for a couple of hours while stuff is happening behind the scenes, just know we'll be back. But I wanted to say that because it's these kinds of things. It's Snarky. It's Fitty D. It's so many of you out there who are here constantly giving and supporting us that really kept us going when we didn't know what the heck was going on. And it turns out there may have been a glitch with monetization that was happening behind the scenes. Folks, this community kept us going and growing. And we want to say a huge thank you to everyone out there. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely. Thank you. And you should have been there for the conversation with the YouTube rep. It was really something. Mark Fields for $5. It's a good day to have a great day. Positive vibes to you all.
Thank you, Mark, and positive vibes to you, sir.
Mark Fields is the master of the positive vibes.
That's right.
TB Jackpot for $2. Nanu, everyone. You know, there was a Sally.
Nanu, and may the mork be with you.
Yep. Teddy D for $5. Good afternoon, Pro Panel and Gigawatts. A blessed day to all.
Let's see. Where's our clip? We need the clip.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
That's good
Thank you,
stuff.
Fitty D.
Flying Blind on a rocket cycle for 10. Good day, all. I caught the Legacy stream over the weekend and loved it. My only comments would be that if it was a pity Jonas and Marvin weren't on it and it wasn't longer. Yeah, I was unable to attend because of a family thing going on.
I also couldn't attend, but I did donate $50 anonymously to the charity because it was such a good cause. And thank you to everybody who donated because you guys raised a lot of money for a family that really needed it. And, if Wilton got something, accidentally because of it. Yeah.
Did he get legs?
But Jonas was
what? I was very angry, apparently.
Like you were angry about him getting legs, I guess.
Yeah. He's got legs.
And I'll say, too, that just because people are not there doesn't mean they're not supportive. Marv was doing work for Geeks and Gamers when it came to reviewing something important. Jonas was in transit. So, folks, it's always a busy time. And when we can get everybody together, we do. But just know it's not for lack of trying. It's not because somebody said, well, I don't want to be part of that live stream. We're doing lots of things. We're handling lots of dishes behind the scenes.
Unbelievable amounts of dishes. Kaylee off for $5. I wonder what happened on the mysteriously canceled Disney cruise at midnight. Was it not 3 a.m.? Isn't that the meme?
I would assume that it was some kind of mechanical issue with the ship. I mean, you're talking about the one out of Singapore, right? The one that at the last minute
not the one out of California. That's a totally different weird situation.
Not that one. But yeah, I would assume some kind of mechanical glitch with the ship, which is rare for Disney ships. Honestly, I say all the time that Disney Cruise is, the one part of Disney experiences that still kind of gives you that like classic Disney service. But then, we saw what happened in California. It was just horrifying. So I think people are second guessing a lot of stuff right now when it comes to Disney cruises.
Yep. TB Jackpot for $2. When will Wilton get wings? Well,
that would be great. Then you can like fly over Marv.
Yeah, I think it would be like leathery bat wings. I'm gonna think probably not feathery ones, but leathery.
Yeah, no, certainly not feathery ones.
I think I speak for Jonas and others that now he's got legs. You're gonna give him wings. Why make we probably should have thought about instead of should we?
Yeah, exactly. You were so busy thinking about whether you could, and you didn't think about whether you should.
I think he would look cute. I think we should.
There's nothing that could make him look cute. You could put a baby chick on the top of his head, and it still would not be cute.
See, he's nice to me, so
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend it.
Wilton finds a way.
Black Jonas for $2. Hot diddly ho. I hope everyone has a blessed day. That's how he said it. That's on
how
him.
he's.
That's not me.
That's yeah.
Yeah. TB Jackpot for 2. If Jonas goes live, I want to see him do that split. You will really hear the scream on that one. I just have to say. How? It's not going to be high pitched. Well, hopefully.
That would be something.
Mike Nayers for $5. I'm starting to suspect Starfighter is the Spider-Man swing shift of Star Wars, where we got a preview of a changed canon before the change took place. I don't know if we're going to talk about this one today or not, but Sean Levy, who's the one in charge of that film, has signed on to do work for a different studio after this, and that studio is Netflix. The Kathleen Kennedy strategy would have been, oh, we're going to have a full trilogy of films. Oh, we're going to do, this is going to be the biggest film ever. It's so good that we're going to do 100 of these. That's definitely not what they're doing with Sean Levy. So let's see what's next here. England.
By the way, I made a prediction for Mandalorian and Grogu on Culture Crossfire yesterday. I'm guessing 96% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes first weekend. That's what I'm going with.
For Mandalorian and Grogu?
Yes, because I said critics are going to fluff up this movie the way they have never done before. They're going to be running such interference for this movie. It's going to be disgusting.
What do you get if you win?
The admiration of my peers.
Oh, okay. You know, I like that. It's timeless. Can carry it in your heart for a long time. Mm-hmm.
And a pound of prosciutto.
Oh, that'd be great.
England DC for $5. I once got pulled over by a cop in a small town in South Carolina because he saw me drinking a glass bottle of IBC and thought it was something else. He laughed. Speaking of the man who laughed. Oh.
Come back.
How's it going, Pro?
I'm here. We've got a full system reset. We were having such terrible technical difficulties that we did a full system reset, which has now caused me to have access only to Caro, and everybody else is frozen and I can't hear you. So, Caro, you shall be my mediator, and we'll do the show just like normal. But hey, I always like it when they throw a little extra difficulty challenge my way. Thank you, Stream.
Caro, tell Pro he's doing a great job. You just keep
Pro,
doing
you're doing
what
a
you're
great
doing.
job. Everybody
Thank you
loves
so
what
much.
you do.
I listen, folks. This is going to be a fun one today. Caro, we're going to get through this, you and I, and you just be my translator today.
Okay.
Caro, tell Pro that Dunkin' Donuts is better than Starbucks.
Marv wants you to know that you can get whatever donut you want.
Woohoo! Oh, I've been waiting for a donut all morning.
No. Say the thing about Starbucks, Caro.
Oh, I can't hear you, Marv. Something about Dunkin' Donuts and Star. It's kind of.
They do a shaken espresso at Dunkin' Donuts. Wildman of Yavin gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships.
Thank you, Wildman of Yavin. We appreciate you. It's a tremendous joy every time you're in the chat. Let me click the button. It may make me disappear.
Oh, no.
Oh. He's waiting for my audio bars to stop before he talks.
All right, here we go, folks. Wildman of Yavin, this one is for you.
It was a peaceful planet until he arrived. Then he brought wild to our skies.
This is the funniest glitch ever. The first Dragon Queen for $2. No on the goal. Still one on the troll bounce list. I do think that troll should bounce. Maybe off a high surface.
And I'll say this on the goal. We're 4 out of 50. If you want to know why we're going all the way to 50 today, ladies and gentlemen, it's because we are going to bring a new sizzle and kick Pedro out. So if you're ready for a new sizz that doesn't involve Mr. Fantastic himself, the Mandalorian, send that money in and we will kick Pedro out of the sizzle forevermore.
487 Sean Tower for $5 Canadian. I heard the rat virus is hitting Disney very hard. Only reason afloat is economic damage. Not rats on boats again. I thought we solved that like 400 years ago.
Yeah, seriously. These problems just keep coming back up.
Well, but they might get fodder for a Ratatouille sequel. This time it's C. Sea Brew for $2. Avocados in the chat for Missouri. Oh, Mo. Sorry, Mo. Hail, Mo.
Better avocados. Never mind.
Everybody, we love avocados, but we're not making a reference to anyone else, or then we might need an abogado. So, Bruce
good one.
Newhouse for $5. Thank you. I was hoping someone would get that joke since Pro's fluent in Spanish and he can't hear what I'm saying. Bruce Newhouse for $5. You think she's gone? She's not gone. That's the whole point. She's never gone.
No one's ever really gone, Jonas.
Oh, wow. But
You see? There you go.
But you have to get rid of the past, kill it if you have to, right?
Yep.
Kaylee out for $5. Keep Pedro in the summer sizzle because culture loves it. Take my money. Thank you.
Who's going to be the new Sizz if it's not Pedro? I don't know what's going on.
I mean, the last one says switch to Ryan Gosling. So speaking of which,
like people would like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Texas 84 for $5. Ryan Gosling sizzle. Look at that avatar as well. Pro, you see that avatar?
You see that avatar, Pro? Do you like it?
It's beautiful.
I think it's good. You know, as a
Oh,
native
dang it.
Texan
I love
as
that
well.
avatar.
I'm not native Texan. I'm a transplant. So
it reminds me of Arlen.
Arlen 487 Sean Tower for 10 Canadian. I will try, no typos. Question: if that rat virus shuts down the cruises and the theme parks are down and movies are awful and streaming non-existent, where does that leave Disney? I don't know, but it's going to be great for the streamers.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I don't mean to make light of this. I'm just going to say being stuck at my house with my family by myself and no social obligations, that was Jonas in his perfect environment. So
can I just say, like, I also loved the way the theme parks were, like, where nobody was allowed to come anywhere near me. Like, it was nice.
Yeah.
I had my bubble.
We get a second. I'm not saying that, well, also lockdowns are never happening again. Like
No,
that's
never happening again.
We're gonna have a come and claim it kind of moment here. Like
Yeah,
no,
nobody will. Yeah, nobody is gonna ever do that again. They're trying to create panic with this thing, and it's just not gonna happen. They've tried with a couple of other ones too, and
they already tried with monkeypox, and that didn't work
Exactly.
because they figured out how that gets transmitted, and they said, "Oh wait, that's not relatable to a sizable portion of the population." Thanatos
they're talking about how there's not going to be another lockdown. So
Carol, can they hear me?
yes.
Oh, darn. I was going to tell you really fun things that they should know, and the audience, that is, and not them.
Okay.
Go ahead. Continue on.
Thanatos Felicitas, member for 10, something explosion was the name of one of my favorite bands that didn't exist. 581 Deform for 5. Every veteran knows green bean coffee is better than Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. One of my favorite moments is the cheerleaders at my college got up and did a thing where they did well, give me a D, and they pulled up signs and all that. And whoever it was that had the H didn't show up that morning, and they just miscommunicated. So they at the end they go, "What does that spell?" And all the student body yells, "Doug nuts."
I love that they said Duncan as in like a Scottish man instead of like Duncan as in you're dunking the donuts.
That's true. I would prefer Dunkin' Donuts to the
Dunkin' McLeod donuts.
They don't even make the donuts
From the
my
Clan
local
McLeod.
donut.
This is the Clan McLeod.
There is a Highlander tie-in that they could have that I would fully endorse.
Lauren would love it.
Archer Merchant for 5. KK showing up like the prairie dog before the fridge nuke and Crystal Skull, but this time it's before Mando nukes. What did she do? Oh, wait. The ghost of Kathleen Kennedy is haunting modern Lucasfilm. I just read that at the top of my screen. Aaron Sleeper for 5. I feel so sorry for those, especially outside of the South, who have never experienced fresh Krispy Kreme donuts. The best.
I've never gotten fresh Krispy Kreme donuts. The only Krispy Kremes I've ever gotten have been like from the supermarket.
The hot sign, when the hot sign is on, they might as well be liquid. They're so good. They're almost as if you're eating something and it didn't never exist. It was just an image in your mind of a delicious donut.
It's because it's soaking up the power of the Zeo crystal from the Power Rangers movie. It's above the Zeo crystal.
It must be, because if you have it right off, it's perfectly glazed, no cracks, no nothing, just like perfectly. And you get 2 donuts and a glass bottle Coke. I know you're supposed to have milk, but dude, I'm telling you, yes, this is amazing. Aaron is right.
Fantastic.
I'm going to have to look out for this.
Teddy D for $5. The Gosling Gizzle.
Oh gosh,
what's a gizzle? Bro, what's a gizzle? He really can't hear us.
He really can't.
He can't interrupt me. This is fantastic.
No, somebody interrupt.
Bro, they're asking what a jizzle is.
I would pronounce that as a gizzle. I find saying it the other way tends to send us to a place we don't want to be. Maybe the Gosling grizzle, though. You never know.
Wow, he really can't hear us.
Yep.
I was like 90% that this was a bit.
It's hard to tell.
Snarky D for $5. Carol Brown, director of Daily Disaster. Let's get to stinking it up. Daily
Carol.
Disaster? Is that the name of a live stream?
No, if you make me big, my thing says I'm the director of Daily Disasters.
I love that.
It does say that.
And
Well, today you're going to be the savior of the show. But I tell you what, folks, Pro's going to try to do one more reset to fix this thing because right now Caro is the only person I can see. Mo hasn't moved in 10 minutes. Marv looks glorious. Luckily, nobody's picking their nose. And Jonas, when I listen to him, sounds like. So, folks, I'll be right back. But I think this is the appropriate thing to play as we get ready to get underway with the show. Just remember that if you're having StreamYard issues out there, if you in the shower are having horrible StreamYard issues, Force Flow, the cologne from the Mandalorian at Bath & Body Works is for you. Yes, you can smell and look like Grogu, which will be very enticing to your significant other for the low, low price of just $64.95. It's a 3.5 fluid ounce bottle, so you're going to get a lot of usage out of this for almost $70. Yeah, with taxes, it's going to be more than $70. You too can smell like Grogu. All right, be right back, folks. Enjoy this advert.
Hello there and hi there from Quick Buck Comics. We've been watching as companies like Disney, Warner Brothers, and Universal all universally suck. And then we watched as companies like Rippaverse and Big Man Comics came in to save the day. That's when we realized we could make crappy comics and do it the cheap way by not doing the hard work that Rippaverse and Big Man Comics were doing. We've got characters like John Maynard, William Thompson, and Staccato DDS. Why? Because we stole them from the WDW Pro audience. Because making characters is hard. And by the end of every comic, you get to draw your own panels. Why? Because art is hard. But please, folks, when you're done, make sure to buy our coffee that's made by someone else with our label slapped on it. Why? You guessed it. Making coffee is hard.
It's almost like we knew. It's almost... Mo is moving now. Marv is moving. Caro, I feel like to the end of Home Alone. I'm Macaulay Culkin and everybody came home to me.
Oh, let's see if you can hear them.
I can hear Jonas too.
Can you hear me say Archer Merchant for $5? Can you imagine if Elon bought Lucasfilm from a desperate Disney and streamed it on X?
Mary, you weren't here before, and now you are. The StreamYard's working, Mary.
Welcome back.
It's a Christmas miracle. Every time a bell rings.
I don't think that the answer to all the world's problems is for Elon Musk to just buy everything in the world, but it is fun to sometimes
I think he's trying to get to Mars right now. He's got other priorities.
Do they need Star Wars on Mars?
There is a Mando version of that cologne too. There's the Grogu version and the Mando version. So if you want to smell like Pedro, there is a version of that as
You
well.
shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. Carol, get the glitch back. I don't want to hear these things. I regret coming back and hearing this.
Wizard and I came up with a name for it last night on a Culture Crossfire. We came up with a name. I don't know if I could say it on this show though.
Well, we don't know either. We can't help you with that. I don't.
Yeah. I'll put it in the private chat.
The Jim Reaper, member for 17. There's fresh Krispy Kreme next to Lone Pine Mall.
Oh, you can say that, Marv. You can. Easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We called it Twink Stink.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. TV jackpot for $2. New Babab Book of Boba Fett. What is BBAB? I'm missing something here.
Bad idea. Book of Boba. I don't know.
Hut Butt.
I'm not sure. Bath and Body Works.
Bath and yep.
The A got switched in the wrong spot. Yeah.
I think he meant Bed Bath and Beyond instead of Bath and Body.
Oh, okay. Now this is layers of getting there. Yeah.
I mean, they really ought to do a Book of Boba Fett sent at Bath and Body Works. Then you could have the book Bed Bath and Beyond Book of Boba Fett and Bath and Body Works below.
Well, given that Bed Bath and Beyond went out of business, Hut Butt at Body Works might do the same thing.
Bruce Newhouse. All these giant coupons that I have.
Bruce Newhouse for $2. New Disney Star Wars cologne, Hut Butt.
Hut butt.
So, flying blind on a rocket cycle for $5 pro. While you were having streaming issues, Jonas and Marvin discussed wanting a line of tuft-based clothing.
That's not true. No, that is not true.
Marvin being in favor of anything Wilton gave it away. I knew that could not be true.
Yeah. Kalioth for $5. Real life fake wizard. Peepaw by Pedro. Let the mellow yellow flow over you. Oh, that's a sizzle in the snow that you do not want to get.
Folks, get us to 50. We don't want any more Pedro. We don't want any more sizzle. We don't want any more whizzle. And by the way, don't forget, Your Pal Pro goes on camera later this month at the end of May, probably May 27th, for the face and studio reveal. All right, it's time to make the Hollyweirds squeal. It's time for your first story.
It's time for the winter whistle. The sizzle has frizzled like a slush puppy. It's time for the winter whistle. No Pedro in trailers, where can he be? Hey Disney, you're whacked now. Bring Peepaw back now. Mando Avengers, set him free. It's time for the winter whistle. Winter whistle, get him unfreezed.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel knows how to make everybody hate him ever more. Jimmy Kimmel, the Disney guy, decided to go on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert in the final week and make not only Disney regret that he was there, but also CBS too. Take a look at this out of Variety. It says Jimmy Kimmel encouraged fans to cancel their Paramount Plus subscriptions because CBS will soon pull The Late Show with Stephen Colbert off the air. Now remember that Paramount Plus is the sister app, the sister streaming service of CBS. So Jimmy Kimmel literally goes onto his competitor's channel to call for a boycott of said channel. That's like walking into your neighbor's house and saying, "Where's the restroom?" "No, actually, I'll just do it right here." Quote, "I will tell you, when I got knocked off the air for a few days, people canceled Disney Plus. Why aren't people canceling Paramount Plus? Because you've never had it in the first place." So not only did he insult Paramount and CBS, but he also insulted Disney because he claims now that the reason he was brought back was because of a boycott that happened on Disney. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that people did cancel Disney Plus? And did you know that almost certainly the reason for it was because they were absolutely enraged that he lied about Charlie Kirk? This man has he has no scruples. I want to call out a Bill Murray quote from Ghostbusters, but we won't go there. Variety continues on with Jack Dunn. Jimmy Kimmel, John Oliver, Seth Meyers, and Jimmy Fallon discuss Donald Trump's obsession with late night on Stephen Colbert's Late Show. I appreciate that he's watching linear television. These guys basically all sat around and pretended that the president of the United States is sitting there watching them, responding to them. Kimmel brags that Melania is mad at him because he said she's an expectant widow and all this kind of stuff. This is turning into a disaster of epic proportions for late night this last week of Stephen Colbert. First of all, it's sad. There aren't big celebrities really going over there. I mean, Letterman's going to stop by and see the thing that died under the watch of Colbert. Hard to separate them anymore. But we know that Kimmel's probably done in 1 year. So it really came across as people wanting to be relevant desperately, but not being relevant anymore. It's like watching dads at a high school basketball game sit around and talk about how many points they would score if they were out there.
I'm trying to come up with a name for that group shot. I'm going between the Sour Rangers, NSYNC, and the Unwatchables.
No, Sour
I like
Rangers.
Unwatchables. Yeah.
Unwatchables, yeah.
Yeah, that's got a good ring to it.
But I mean, like, does Trump have an obsession with late night, or does late night have an obsession with Trump?
That's a good point. Because they literally have no jokes.
We're going to get to the point where Paramount is going to be the only watchable studio in Hollywood because now Mark Ruffalo and Jimmy Kimmel and all these people are burning their bridges with the Ellisons. And we're going to get to the point where only like based actors are working with Paramount, and we're going to just be able to have fun movies where no one says anything in ridiculous press tours or whatever anymore. It's going to get to the point where Paramount is going to be the #1 studio in Hollywood, I think.
Now, of course, we would play the clip, but CBS would get us. They always do. But just listen to this. Kimmel once again took the lead. Of course he did. Referring to his recent spat with First Lady Melania Trump. I wouldn't call it a spat when you say the first lady is an expectant widow. I don't think that's a spat. I think that is like vile territory that we all know you would never go to. Can you imagine if Dr. Jill 4 years ago, if one of the comedians had come out and said that she's an expectant widow? Can you imagine that person? Nope. They wouldn't be working. They wouldn't be at conventions. They could not be a manager at Wendy's. And we love our managers at Wendy's, but they couldn't do anything, right? There's nothing they could do if they had said a similar thing. He said, you know what's even weirder? Doing a job that his wife has strong feelings about. Myers quipped back, Seth, that is, most of us have avoided that part. So they're laughing. They're yucking it up about the idea that they said Melania is an expectant widow. Like they're joking about the death of the president, and they're loving that the White House says, hey, this is too far. You guys have gone too far. After the third attempt of a deletion of the president, they're still yucking it up. They're still laughing it up. Panel, it's time for late night to go. Is it not? This is too much.
I mean, so CBS has already taken that step, right? We're not replacing Colbert with another late night show. We're going to just eliminate the, we're going to eliminate the show entirely, and we're going to move to a completely different format. I think that the only one that has any kind of staying power is The Tonight Show, but I don't think that Fallon has staying power. I think The Tonight Show will always exist in some form because it's an American institution, but I think that there may come a day in 10 years or so where The Tonight Show is the only one left standing. I can't imagine they're going to keep Seth Meyers has absolutely no ratings. I imagine if Paramount Warner Brothers merger goes through, John Oliver's on his way out. So, we'll see.
I think that whole Jon Stewart crowd is just kind of shriveled up. And the thing about this too is, Colbert was losing like $40 to $70 million, depending on who you ask. The estimates are $40 to $70 million for CBS. They have now sold that time slot to another comedian organization that will essentially run their own late night show, but CBS gets paid for it. So they cannot lose money. So to go from that, they haven't revealed how much they're paying for that slot. This Byron Allen is paying for it. But if he's paying 30 or 40 million, you're talking about $100 million swing into the positive. I mean, that's insane. And yet these guys get up there and expect the average audience to not understand. Mo, we've gone to a place now where late night is, I remember, back in the 90s and before, the Carson era back in the 70s, and then you had Letterman and you had Leno and even Conan. A lot of people loved Ferguson. Man, late night's just, nobody watches this anymore. And all we do is we don't cover the funny jokes. We don't cover what a celebrity said. We cover the vitriol every week from these guys.
Right. And there is no comedy. Basically comedy reflects where society kind of is right now, at least as far as like the elites and the people that have the biggest platform. And that's the problem with comedy in the woke era, is it's nothing but clap breaks and asking for reactions from the crowd. And that's all you get with late night. It used to be like, let's make fun of everything, let's laugh at everything because reality is silly. Now it's like, your reality is silly, my reality is actually real. And that's why they're all like this gray blob of unfunny, charismatic, vacuums. That's why we're at where we're at, is because that's where, the elites have wanted to drive society. So that's why they stink. And we just need to, all these institutions are old, they're rotten, and they've been infiltrated by all of these talentless fools, and they just need to go. And we need to get rid of it. I agree with the Tonight Show. There might be somebody that might be able to hold it up. Fallon is the least offensive out of everybody, but that's not saying much about them. They're all just kind of boring. They don't have the Carson personality. They don't have the Leno personality. Yeah.
Fallon's also the only one, though, that has never in his life been funny.
His job on SNL was to laugh at the other funny people in the skit.
Right. Yeah. Like Fallon there's never been a period of time where I thought Jimmy Fallon was funny.
I remember when you first... Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just saying the others have had their moments. Kimmel with the Man Show. I thought that when Colbert first started doing the satire, I thought that a lot of the things that he did were clever. Bill O'Reilly even was able to laugh at it at times, because he was doing a parody of him. But yeah, Fallon, I just absolutely never been funny. Go ahead, Kara.
Oh, I was gonna say Jimmy was like clutching like the coattails of like celebrities and trying to be relevant. Like I remember when he was like at that one football game and he just kept following the two celebrities around everywhere. It was like it wasn't a good look. But I think something that I wish would happen is I wish that these people that have these forward public facing positions would remember that the people they're talking about are still human. And that they're talking about them in a way that if it was reversed to them, they would not be okay. I'm pretty confident every guy on that show would not like it if people were saying your wife's going to be a widow soon and we can't wait to see that glow up for her. And, it disturbs me just a little bit because reducing somebody to a symbol to generate hate towards is a common war tactic. Because when you remove what makes people human, it makes it easier to treat them in a manner that you would not normally do in polite society. And they're stoking the fire for this in a way that's not appropriate in a time when we're trying to come back together right now. And I really wish like the studios would remember that people aren't looking to be more diverse. They're now looking to like come back together and find goodness.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
And here's the thing. As far as like jokes, I enjoy some pretty racy jokes. All right. I would never tell them online. I grew up with Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, those kind of, you can be racy. There's a way to do it where it's funny and it's still good natured. You're not attacking people. They're not even funny. Even if you broke down the joke and you looked at it as a comedian would and say, is this funny? It's not funny. Like they're not funny and they're mean. So it's like, why are you even here, people?
Because the intent of the joke is not to like laugh at it. The intent of the joke is not to make light of it. The intent of the joke is they're angry at it and they're raging at it. That's the difference.
The other strategy they have is, what can I say that is so awful on network TV? Which if I said it anywhere else, nobody would care because I would have no relevancy whatsoever. But what can I say that is so awful that goes so far that it will get a response from the White House because it actually puts people in danger? And then when I get that response, then I'm going to pretend that means that I've got my finger on the pulse of the presidency, right? That's the play they're making. If I say Melania is an expected widow, the White House will have to say, hey, that is too far for network TV and this needs to be looked into. And then I'll say, ooh, I'm under attack from the orange man again. You won't believe what that's the play. But Jonas, one of the worst parts about this is that he goes on to, this other show and claims that the boycott, the supposed non-existent boycott that never happened, claims that worked and people should boycott the very same company where he's a guest. I think it makes both CBS and Disney aghast that he's saying that, Jonas.
Right. Well, they all know that they're going to be canceled eventually. And by eventually, I don't mean 10 years from now. I mean, like within the next 2 years, Jimmy Fallon, well, maybe not Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. Sorry, I forgot the Jimmys. Jimmy Kimmel and Colbert, obviously circling the drain for both of those. Jimmy Kimmel wants to be a martyr so bad right now. We're all kind of surprised that Colbert is going to get his last week, and all of them coming together in solidarity to try to save something that no one is interested in watching. It kind of has the same through line as the way that we've seen Star Wars going over the last few years and the way we've seen Marvel going. It's like it's a dare. That if you don't want to watch this, you're a horrible person. If you're not participating, if you don't have the same viewpoint as us, you're a horrible person. I don't care if they hate Donald Trump. I don't want them to hate someone in the world. I don't think it's good to hate someone because that makes someone else existing your problem. The real problem here is that it shows a contempt for the part of their audience that does not hate Donald Trump or may actually agree with some of the things that are politically advantageous to people who vote for Donald Trump. So what they're actually doing is showing their disdain for the audience more than they are saying, oh, there's a guy over there that I hate. It could be really funny if they were just ripping on Matt Damon all day long. It would get a little old after a while. But if they're trying to call people stupid for watching Matt Damon movies, then it's not a Matt Damon problem. It is an insult to the audience. And that is essentially what they've done here with Jimmy Kimmel. He's brought out his kids as a prop when he's talking about political things on the show.
As a
his
shield.
wife is driving super political narratives. The same thing with
She's
Colbert.
his producer.
They're going super political with everything that they do. They're all trying to do the thing that Jon Stewart did, which was start out talking about the news and realizing they can make jokes and mistaking their own snarky, one-liners as good points. Clever is not the same thing as accurate or convincing. they're very confused as to what they're actually doing with this. They think they're making points because they're getting clapter, if you want to call it that. What they're actually doing is just angering the other side of the audience, which is not what people want to go to sleep doing. I have Twitter for that.
What people forget also is that Jon Stewart Jon Stewart had an interview with Obama one time. It was the first time Obama had ever come on the show, and he actually kind of took it to him, and Obama got visibly mad sitting there with him. So there used to be some give and take. The other problem is Trump's thin skin, I think, sometimes works against him because they're trying to sucker him into a response so that they can be in a feud with the president of the United States. And it works because he takes the bait. I honestly think if he ignored them, they would just fade away. Like the way that Trump ignores Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill has never gotten the boost from his Trump hate because Trump himself has never nicknamed Mark Hamill or called Mark Hamill out in a direct social media post. I think that these guys would not even have the spotlight, the minimal spotlight they have, if the president would stop going after them specifically. I feel like as the president of the United States, you should be above that. And you should be I'm going to focus on the world and not a late night comedian because it's giving them what they want.
Speaking of fading out, why do they have to say that they're the leaders of 11:35 p.m.? And what show does that really? I mean, who's the leader of an 11:35 or an 11:36? Who's the top at 11:34? The reason they do that is because late night will continue on. Gutfeld doubles, triples these guys. He just doesn't do it at 11:35. And that's the whole game. That's why they put it the way they do. Their relevancy is dwindling. And now they're spinning a victory out of thin air. And ladies and gentlemen, if you take a look at this out of the Hollywood Reporter, The Devil Wears Prada 2 inside Disney's next level marketing campaign for the biggest female-led hit since Barbie. Well, there's some bragging going on, and it's setting the stage for this film outperforming The Mandalorian and Grogu, Star Wars, in a big, big way. What is it, the media, how are they going to declare a winner here? Because they wanted Star Wars to do exactly what it's done. Well, it's all about the marketing. The world's biggest brands, and not just fashion, wanted in on the reunion, resulting in partnerships whose contributions are valued at $250 million. This by Pamela McClintock says for nearly 2 decades, Marvel superhero picks have more often than not kicked off the summer box office, which begins the first weekend in May. This year, Avengers Doomsday was supposed to continue that tradition, but when it became clear the tentpole wouldn't be ready in time, top Disney movie studio executives were in a quandary as they gathered in a conference room at the Team Disney building on the Burbank lot, propped up by the dwarves. Who could be their new prop? It was a Disney boss move from Alan Bergman, who came up with the novel idea. What if they turned conventional wisdom on its head and instead tapped 20th century's dramedy, The Devil Wears Prada 2, to open summer? Not stated in here with emphasis, but it's the subtext in Hollywood. Okay, let me read between the lines with me. If you're a Hollywood person, if you're entrenched in what's going on here, you understand in a way that those outside may not. What's really being said in this article is Alan Bergman had some choices. Now, he didn't have a Marvel movie, but he's got some other choices. He could have opened the summer with Toy Story 5, but he didn't. He could have opened the summer with The Mandalorian and Grogu, but he didn't. He opened it with The Devil Wears Prada 2, and that is going to succeed. Whereas The Mandalorian, maybe not. Because here's the deal, folks. Disney did have a choice, and that choice was rather obvious. If they believed in The Mandalorian and Grogu, that would have been the clear cookie-cutter answer to replacing the loss of Avengers here. And then, what for Memorial Day weekend, you say? Well, Toy Story 5. Of course. Toy Story 5 for Memorial Day weekend? Oh, be still my beating heart. And then you put Devil Wears Prada 2, which is a female flick that's not as sure. We don't know what's going to happen with it. You push that to where Toy Story 5 currently is in the middle of summer. But why did they not do that? Why did they make the change? Ladies and gentlemen, the media narrative has begun because The Devil Wears Prada 2 is currently at a worldwide box office of $433 million. And guess what? The latest articles, the latest projections say The Mandalorian and Grogu may never reach 433. The Devil Wears Prada 2 has been out, what, 2 weeks now?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks, and it has already achieved what Star Wars, the big 7-year hiatus return, is unlikely to achieve, period. They're now saying that Star Wars is coming out at maybe 100 million. Maybe. They're excited about that. But it could go open as low as 80. And if it opens as low as 80 or 90 or whatever, and it's got a 1-to-1 international to domestic, then it's going to be right under $200 million. It's only projected to have a 2.25x run at the box office. So that's why right now the Hollywood Reporter is praising to the heavens The Devil Wears Prada 2, because something has to be blamed for the success. And by golly, it's going to be marketing, and the geniuses at Disney who did this, they're finding a way to explain why their vision of Star Wars did not achieve what this is.
I'm going to throw this in here. When the Dial of Destiny did so poorly, we were informed about arguments between Dana Walden's people and Alan Bergman's people saying, oh, look at the reviews for this film. The film has great reviews. It must be marketing. And then the other side was arguing that, well, this film is actually a stinker. I don't know what film you think you watched. No one wants to see this movie. So the argument between quality of the film and marketing is tale as old as time. And I think you're just reminding people of that history here at the company.
No, I had forgotten about that, actually. That's a parallel, because Lucasfilm blamed the broader Disney for the failure of the last Indiana Jones movie. And it was like, no, they did everything they could with that. And it seems like we're going into that same strategy again.
Well, so here is the thing. The reason they're giving marketing the credit for this is because they don't want to acknowledge the actual issue. The Devil Wears Prada 2 drew in the audience that they've been trying to draw in with Star Wars for years.
Mm-hmm.
It proved that they do go to the movies. You just have to make a thing they want to see, and that thing is not Star Wars. My wife will go to see Star Wars because I'm going to see Star Wars. And yes, there are women out there, and I've said this before, who like Marvel, who like Star Wars, who like those movies, but they liked it when it was being made for dudes. Trying to make it for women, like Chris Gore said, is one of the biggest problems, because when you make things that women actually want to see, that involves the general female audience's likes, things like Barbie, things like Devil Wears Prada, dealing with fashion and stuff like that, they go see it, and they go see it in droves. I mean, like, I was the only guy in the in the theater, Devil Wears Prada, who didn't laugh at the joke about Coach, because it just went right over my head, but the entire theater laughed at it because they all got it. The movie was made for a specific audience, the audience they've been chasing. They don't want Star Wars. They want this.
That's a really good point.
They definitely don't want Star Wars. If we take a look at this out of coming soon, go ahead, Jonas.
No, I'm just thinking about that Bath and Body Works promotion that they've got going now. Like, in what universe do the 1970s Star Wars films need a Bath and Body Works collaboration day and date with the release of the film? That is the chickification of Star Wars if I've ever seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the Mandalorian Grogu box office tracking like Solo, but there's one big difference, and you might notice over there. Who's that? Yeah, we'll be talking about that. Kathleen Kennedy there. The Mandalorian Grogu box office is tracking like Solo, but there's one big difference. This out of comingsoon.net. Some Star Wars fans, says Nicholas Tan, are understandably worried about the Mandalorian Grogu given its latest box office projections. Various projections have the upcoming Lucasfilm production earning over $80 million in its domestic opener. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, they're saying it's going to have a 1-to-1 domestic to international. If it opens to 80, that's 160. Okay, for the opening weekend, they're saying it's going to have 2.25 legs, which means Devil Wears Prada 2 beats it in 2 weeks for its full run if the projections hold, right? Okay, back to the article. So it says that would indeed be concerning if it's lower than a Star Wars story at 84. By the way, Solo had a 3-day weekend. This will have a 4-day weekend. It says, however, the reported budget for the Mandalorian movie is far more frugal than expected and reveals that Disney is smartly trimming the fat where it can. And this is where we get back into the defense that I'm talking about. For those who say, oh, come on, Pro, they're just bragging about Devil Wears Prada. This has nothing to do with Star Wars. The media is setting up the narrative. It's okay that it didn't make as much money as the Devil Wears Prada 2. That's scheduling. Disney decided that. It's okay that it didn't make as much money as other Star Wars films. Disney saw this coming. They trimmed the fat. They knew that they have to be more frugal. This is a frugal film. And this is how the spin is going to happen. Mo, Carol, what say you on this one?
Well, I mean, it's abundantly apparent when you look at when they tried to make a few massive pushes for the Mandalorian and Grogu, that when they fell flat, that this was just going to stink from the word jump. It's been falling flat. People aren't interested. They had the clips that they share are boring and trite and just uninteresting. And kind of reflect the creator of this version of Star Wars. So I think that this is just let's just get it out. Let's see what we can do in the most opportune time we can. Kids are getting out of school. We'll see what happens. It's very, all this seems very cynical, and they're just trying to get it out and get it over with.
It's so lazy that the Hutts speak English.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
yes, thank you.
Wizard and I watched that on Culture Crossfire. We're like, do they think people can't read subtitles anymore? Like, the Hutts are speaking basic, which is the thing like the Hutts can do, but they don't do it because they speak in Huttese because they think they're above everybody else.
And that's the whole thing with Star Wars. Oh, dude, we were talking about this last night. It was driving me nuts. It's like they didn't even try to do the Mummy Returns where they're like, I know you can understand me speaking Egyptian, and then they changed to English where they kind of, or like the 13th Warrior where they're just like, no, we're speaking basic. We're gonna say one line in Huttese, and then we're gonna mail the rest of it in. It was so
subtitles cost a lot of money, Mo, and they have to keep that budget down. I mean, didn't you hear? This is the lowest budgeted Star Wars movie ever, and they are plastering that in the sky.
Bro, I'm telling you, if you knew what Pro paid for this banner below us, you would understand. Okay, it's very expensive.
They want everyone to know how cheap that they made this movie. That they made this with like paper clips and bubble gum.
That's right. I will say that that clip that we're talking about with the Hutts makes me miss Salacious B. Crumb in a way that I never thought was possible, because I find him just utterly annoying in Return of the Jedi. But you know what? Now I miss Salacious B. Crumb. I understand now. Carol, you've seen Devil Wears Prada 2, and some people like it. Some people say it's mid. I wonder, though, when you see that it's bigger than Star Wars now, what do you think about the idea that Devil Wears Prada is now a bigger franchise in terms of the market than Star Wars?
I mean, part of the reason that the film, I think, did really well is because the cast that's involved isn't going out and attacking fans or viewers either. They were really just being very kind. I mean, they had like a get together dinner where they were talking. They're all very civil and thoughtful and very articulate, which I thought was, nice. And I do agree with the point that's being made that, films are being made to be like appeal more to women. But the truth of the matter is that women are really drawn to entertainment that is more interpersonal. And so when you have something like Star Wars, which is about like, space fights and saber fights and all that good stuff, trying to work in a bunch of interpersonal stuff can get mucky. And part of the reason I think the franchise, I mean, there's lots of reasons why Star Wars franchise is not doing very well right now. But they lost sight of who their fan base was, and they start telling them that their fan base was wrong. And I think everybody here who's either been a fan of an IP, whether it be Star Wars, Star Trek, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Avengers, all of that stuff. One of the things that always gave it great staying power is that it was something that parents wanted to share with their children, right? And it's getting to a point where parents don't want to share this with their children because, the heart's not there anymore. And, you're circling back to the Devil Wears Prada. It's not like a groundbreaking film, right? But it's an easy film to watch with a satisfying ending. And you don't really get that a lot with Star Wars. Like, it feels cheap, it feels rushed, and I don't know who's in the writing room. I would really like to have a discussion with them about writing good dialogue. I think that would go a long way. But a lot of the dialogue they write is very stiff. It's not well articulated, and it doesn't fit the universe very well. It feels like I'm walking down the street and listening to people talk at the grocery store sometimes.
I totally agree with you. And I never thought we'd be in this place, even as badly damaged as Star Wars is. I got to say that I am shocked that this film is now projected to be, the midpoint is 80. And missing the 500,000 mark, that's a big deal. But we've all given up now. Like even the people who are talking about, well, it's frugal, they've given up on this outselling Solo and ticket sales. We're just having to ignore inflation now. That's the last line in the sand, is to say, well, it could maybe pass Solo and just raw money. Ignore the fact that we've raised the ticket prices on movies. We don't want to talk about that. Star Wars, not a good place, folks. The media who made it be this way, full defense mode on the way for Lucasfilm. All right, folks, it's time to get back to the superstars of the show, but just know that following the super chats, we've got the story, we've got the exclusive. Kathleen Kennedy, she's back.
Yep. Teddy D for $5. Evict Peepaw.
That would be nice. I wanted to piggyback off something that Kara had said. I couldn't find a place during the actual news story, but she said that the cast wasn't attacking anyone in the interviews. The only one they attacked was Disney. Because Meryl Streep said Marvel ruined movies.
Oh,
that's
Disney's got to love that.
Yep. Eric Stratton, member for 10. Prayers to Epic Mike's ill child, special needs. Always, man. Yep. Everybody, keep Mike's family in your prayers.
Mike is one of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my life, and his family is wonderful. So yes, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, and especially because I don't want to be on the wrong side of Mike on Twitter, because as he says, his hands are rated E for everyone.
He's pretty savage on Twitter. I've seen it.
Also, don't misread super chats.
No, you need to keep doing that. It's a great bit when he mocks you. Robin said, member for 2. I just want all folks on stream to keep on educating,
keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun, and keep educating,
and keep all hands inside the ride vehicle. Texas 84 for $5. Want to really trigger the chat? Jimmy Kizzle. Ooh.
We're not that cruel. We're not that cruel, Texas.
No gusta. There can be only one. Hey there, Highlander, member for 19. It'll be a week late, but I'll consider your studio debut my 42nd birthday present.
Hey, we got a birthday on the way. Thank you, Highlander. That is good news indeed. We'll consider it a gift to you and to everybody out there, and to see my smug mug on the screen.
Happy birthday!
Look at that. Weekend Wednesday. Wow.
The avatar is... Oh, that's special.
That is on point.
I can't feel my face when I read this super chat. For 89 Danish kroner. Might have been said before, but doesn't your pal Ryan Kennel look like a young version of Matt Reeves? Was watching some of the Batman content, and I was like, that's Ryan without the swearing. Lol. And with a scarf. He's Ryan with a scarf and glasses.
That's how we differentiate. We always look for the scarf to find out who is it we're talking to right now.
It's like
Ryan or Reeves. It's a website that I'm starting. RyanOrReeves.com.
Yep. Wolfle McGruffle III for 5. What happens first? Kimmel getting fired or StreamYard getting its stuff together? Kimmel getting fired.
Kimmel getting fired.
Yeah.
I vote StreamYard. I think this has to stop. I mean, it's too extreme. They got to do something.
Half-Life 3.
Extreme.
That's a nice reference.
Yep. Andy Masterson. Hey, Andy, member for 16. Country is split between mean and mostly less mean.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder now, is it more likely we get a good Halo game or Half-Life 3? Like, that one's a tough one now.
Ooh, that's a great question. Kaylee off for 5. Disney's been going about this all wrong. This Mr. Kimmel is okay. He's a sailor. We get this guy laid, we won't have any trouble. Peter Venkman.
Listen, that is the most quotable movie in the history of movies.
As a duly designated representative of the city, county, and state of New York, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension. That ought to do it. Thanks very much, Ray.
There you go.
One of the greatest lines to that movie is when Winston tells the mayor, I've seen stuff with these guys that'll turn your skin white. It's one of the greatest lines in the entire film. Played straight.
Teddy D for $5 for the new Sizzle, and then 5 more Rizzle. $5 Whizzle. I worry where this is going. For 5 more Fizzle.
Shizzle.
Hmm.
And then Rob and 10 for 5 for Shizzles, my bizzles.
I'm going to put extra sauce on the sizzle. Yeah, so we'll see what we got. But we're cooking right now. Looks like we're moving towards that goal. 16 left to go. And yes, we will start development of a brand new sizzle. It's almost summer, and that means what are we going to play? Well, if not Pedro, what else is coming your way?
And you're going to get 2 sweet potatoes. England DG for 5. Y'all need
I
to watch
forgot
the
about
interview.
that.
That's my favorite.
And I'm
sizzle.
serving a hot bread.
Yep. England DG for 5. Y'all need to watch the interview with Johnny Carson about discussing politics on late night. This is what the current group is missing. You're right. It's a great clip, and he's if everyone followed that philosophy, 1, they would have to work harder, and 2, the shows would be so much better.
They don't want to be Johnny Carson, though. They want to be Rachel Maddow.
What a lofty goal that would be. Wolfle McGruffle III for $5.29. On a scale of Colbert to the Acolyte, Kimmel is the Pedro of Jimmy's. Yup. You know what's funny is James Corden is actually returning to late night, but not behind a desk. He's going to be doing a late show after the World Cup matches.
Doesn't he just ride around singing in cars or something? Like, do that again. That worked for you.
When does the World Cup start?
I don't know. I'm an American.
Oh, great. Here we go. The European viewers are going to hate our guts for this. Why? Why ask things we don't know about? Football. We'll call it football here. We would never call it soccer.
Yep. England DG for 5. Wife just finished Pragmata, and it made her cry. Now she is playing Jedi Fallen Order. It's simple. It's not boys versus girls. Just tell good stories. You know, one time my wife and I finished playing Catan, and she cried. So it's the same.
So I got to say real quick, Fallen Order, the games like that is what's keeping the goodwill alive, especially for kids and stuff like that. My son wants to go see Mandalorian and Grogu because the stories that they tell, ironically, in an EA game, which is shocking to me that's the saving grace of Star Wars right now, is the stories they tell in Fallen Order series. He's excited about the next game, and that's the only thing keeping it afloat, and it's sad. An EA game, a video game, should not be keeping the rest of Star Wars afloat. It should be the other way around, but this is where we're at.
It's funny because everyone is kind of on the same page that they think that in this game they're going to try to make you play as a female hero. They think they're going to try to make you play as Kata and share it with Cal, and everyone's like, you can't do that. Like you have to just let this be because it's the only thing that people still want. So yeah, 100%. And as far as Pragmata goes, we're almost done with it on that gameplay. So we've done 5 streams of Pragmata so far, and we're in the final area. I was out on my feet last night and couldn't finish the game. So our next stream will be the final Pragmata stream. So make sure you subscribe to that gameplays.
All righty. Snarky D for 5. Day shift Friday, May 22nd, 6-hour transition off 11 p.m. Thursday night, back 5 a.m. Friday morning. 11 p.m. Thursday night and back at 5 a.m.
Listen, I've done that before, Snarky. You'll be on our minds once we wake up.
I've done the 3/12s on 2 days off, and then 2 days back on 12s scheduled before. It's kind of murder on your mental health. So Garrett Knight Shadow for 5. Since Mandalorian is her last or second to last project from her tenure, who wants to bet KK is praying very hard at her altar to Cthulhu? It's successful.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know people prayed to Cthulhu. I'd imagine that's
Cthulhu doesn't want anything to do with this. Come on. He's got other things to do, like, sucking out the mental will of the human population.
Maybe Harvey does.
Via Star Wars.
Yeah. Texas 84 for 5. Just check Mando tickets for our theater. Opening day, all sold out. That's amazing. I was not expecting that.
So when he did that, I was checking my metro area, and they're starting to fill. So I'm kind of shocked.
I will be surprised if the theaters are not filled the opening night. And the reason is simple. You all know how Marvel and Star Wars fans are. The problem is not the opening night. That's never going to be the problem. There's always going to be enough people to fill those theaters opening night. The problem's Sunday, right? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm not concerned. What happens Sunday and Monday, though? Like, that's what we're paying attention to see. Could it overperform? Maybe. but we're not going to base that on the Thursday night previews because surely there are enough Star Wars fans to fill out the Thursday night previews. Same thing with Marvel films. Even Fantastic Four had really good attendance that first night. It's just people stop showing up once the diehards are done.
I just looked at the opening day in my theater. It's completely available.
Yep.
Oh, I think it just depends on where you're at.
Yep. England DG for 5. Women are very different from little girls. Yes, they are. KK tried to market Star Wars like a Hasbro toy. Don't get me started on Star Trek. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Marv, could you look up the Disney Springs Theater and see what it's looking like? Because
Yeah, I can look
that's the most trafficked theater, right, in the U.S.
Be careful. Use a different word when
That's the most
discussing Disney.
visited theater in the U.S.
Yeah, let me look that up.
Flying blind on a rocket cycle for 5. Kathleen Kennedy's coming back. Well, between her and Dana Walton, maybe there's a chance for Acolyte season 2 yet. Oh, that would be great.
Why?
I would love that.
Do people just like to watch us suffer online? Is that what it is?
They do.
Oh, okay.
Watch parties are fun to watch other people suffer. Yes, I am kind of low key praying for this to happen. Yes.
So the premium format where I'm at for Mandalorian Grogu, the 7 p.m. I'm going to say is 75% available, and the 10 p.m. is just wide open. I don't think. Okay, there's nobody has purchased a ticket yet for the 10 p.m.
I'm kind of curious because there were a few films that came out in recent history where they were sold out, but when the ushers went to go into the theater, there was nobody there.
Oh boy, and people have been paying attention to that with Animal Farm, right? Because of that pay it back thing where. Did they really get bought? The theater, they're making money, but nobody's in the theaters. They're not making much money.
So,
yeah, and there's a thing where if you are a certain member of the guild, you get free tickets, and I wonder how they count those free tickets.
So Disney Springs, the 3 Dolby showings for the Thursday are almost full. The 8 p.m. showing on a regular screen is wide open. The 3D ones, 2 of them are almost full. One of them is being discounted up to 15% off.
Oh.
The 3D show, the premium 3D experience looks like there's still availability. They're playing this on a lot of screens. Yeah, that theater is pretty empty. The XL at AMC are all wide open, and the dine-in 2 of them are almost full. One of them is 20% off. The ones earlier in the day.
Disney Springs, when it comes to Disney movies, that's the one I pay attention to because my gosh, it's Orlando. It's the capital of Disney fandom.
Yep.
And it's the most visited, Jonas. Thank you for saving me. The most visited cinema in America. I mean, they have the most transactions there.
And yet, TV jackpot for 2 Pro reveal septum ring and blue hair. Well, one of those is right.
We could
Chris
do that for fun for the first showing. That would be a lot of
He's
fun.
got a blue hat, right? That's the same difference.
I do have a blue hat. I'm wearing the blue hat right now.
Really?
I don't have the blazer on in real life right now. It'll be on when we do the thing.
Yeah. Chris Dickerson for $2. The cake is a lie. Take back the lemons.
Oh my gosh, what a great quote.
Only if you can throw them at people.
The weekend Wednesday for 17 Danish kroner. Why I can't do gifted memberships in Denmark?
Oh, why you can't gift them? Oh,
something's rotten there, though. I don't know.
Yeah, but
you should throw lemons at them.
I know, Mo. That was.
I heard.
Aaron Sleeper for $2. Is the World Cup connected to a sport? Yes, it's the Quidditch finals, I do believe. Clay Napier for $2. The remaster of KOTOR. I'll be there, and yet they canceled it.
And now I'm inspired. I want the remake of Portal 2 now after that quote we had earlier. Take back your darn lemons. I don't want them.
Oh, I forgot about that lemons quote. It's great. Patrick Genoway for $5. Joined late due to showing the AC service guy around.
That's important, though. Summer's coming. Be ready.
Yeah, you don't want to be unprepared for the sizzle. And then gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships.
Thank you, Patrick. We appreciate you. That's very kind in a day that we are, folks, we're just overwhelmed by the generosity out there.
God dang it, from the bottom of our hearts here on the WDW Pro channel, thank you.
You know, Cruz had so much fun doing that.
No
Back
doubt.
Proton for 5. I've been told that Wilton's dad is Pedro, and now we know why Pedro plays for the other team.
They kept that. They kept that a secret until right before this movie started its stuff. Very interesting.
Play for the Ukrainians? I don't understand. Is this a football?
That's not the other team, Jonas. That's the other. Oh boy, now we're in trouble.
Does he know Victor Crumb? TB jackpot for $2. I did 72 hours straight in the Army. Well, I'm glad you did. Speaking of Pedro.
No, we weren't glad to do that.
It doesn't say I gladly did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 72 hours in a row. So forgive me. DEFCON Prime for $2. Mag has too much retail space. Ollie's has old new ones. And Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of used merch after this one, or unsold merch that's going to go on the clearance rack. They're pushing way too hard in the retail space, trying to revive their version of Hello Kitty. You can overdo it on Grogu merchandise, and I think we're going to see a lot of stuff on clearance.
Hey, going back to the 72 hours, though, Caro, what was the longest you had to do in your time in service? How long did you have to stay awake and keep going?
Oh, like 3 days. We had a base exercise where we were simulating that we were under attack. And, you know, even though we technically were supposed to go home, when you're doing the simulation, you're, you know, acting like it's real. And so there was like a lot of coffee. And at one point I was just starting to laugh for no reason because that's just how tired I got.
How long did you sleep after that?
About 12 hours. I didn't even go back to my dorm. We had a cot in the panic room, and I just went and passed out there. That's what I did.
See, I never served, but I can tell you that after about 36 hours, I start to hallucinate. I've only done that a couple times because I had to, but I'm almost non-functional after a certain amount of time. I don't know how in the world people can go 72 hours. I mean, I just, you know, it's over. I remember I was driving, and I shouldn't have been driving. I'll admit that, but I was very sleep deprived. It was day 2 of no sleep. And I was driving, and I realized there were cars on the road that were not real. And I did pull over at that point and say, all right, I'm going to get somebody to take me home, and I'm going to sleep. And I looked in the mirror, and I thought, okay, you don't look like you anymore. So how people can go that, you know, even beyond where I was then, I don't understand it.
That happened with me when we went to San Antonio last year for SpaceCon, because what happened is we got up, we checked out, and we went and worked SpaceCon all day. And then we took Kara over to a friend's house and sat with them for a few hours. And then I think it was like 6 o'clock at night, and my husband and I got in the car and made like the 7-hour drive back to our place from San Antonio. And so my husband took the first half and I took the second half. And I remember like that last hour before I got to the house, I was like, I need to get to the house or I have to pull over. I am so tired right now. I'm not 20 and can stay up for 3 days anymore.
Right.
SFX Sabertooth Raptor for $5. My birthday is the 27th this month, and I will be 43. If you're tossing the Sizzle, sorry. I don't know why I did that.
Pizzle.
How about the Wilton Sizzle?
The Pizzle.
Yeah. I like Pizzle more a little bit. I don't know. We should workshop that.
That was absolutely not intentional. Thank you very much, Sabertooth Raptor, and happy early birthday. Patrick Ganaway for $5 more. Navy vet here. I think the longest I worked was 48 hours straight.
Still too long.
Yeah. I've done a lot of less sleep than I should, but I've never done that many hours straight. I've skipped an evening of sleep, but generally speaking, you start to get madness. Even in the day after you sleep, you realize your body is doing strange things. Thinking Heretic for 2. So will KK get her own She's Back singing video?
Please don't.
I think Jonas's back is probably. I mean, that's the tip tops of back videos.
If we do it, I'm gonna have to repitch it into a minor key, and it's gonna have a pipe organ with it.
All right. Oh, and then we'll have Jonas's Bach. The Mum member for 23. I talked to my local theater owner last week. He's not looking forward to this Star Wars movie. He said it's not tracking well outside of major cities.
Oh no.
No.
Yep. TV jackpot for 2. Pro reveal bright orange bikini and flip flops.
Oh my.
Hey, my feet are under the desk. You don't know what's going on below the table. Okay, if I want to wear my flops are on my feet.
Okay. That went better than I thought it would. Detailed Devil for $5. Jezebel says DWP 2 reverses Andy's character arc, upends moral of original. Will women also tire of seeing their properties turned to nostalgia bait? Oh, Devil Wears Prada 2. I was thinking Devil May Cry for a second. And then I was like, there's not an Andy in Devil May Cry. That's weird.
Yeah, no, they did do a regression with Andy's character arc because and I think the reason they did that was because they're trying to make her like, the girl next door relatable, like, oh, she's just like one of us. But and I did a review and I think it's on that Park Place, and I said my big issue with that is that Andy's a journalist, right? And she's done lots of interviews and she's been doing it for 20 years. So I think that she would have evolved into a different state and not regress back into how she was at the start of the very first movie. Those were my strong opinions, but
I like strong opinions. And you can hear more of Caro's strong opinions on that parkplace.com. Snarky D for 5. KK should be the most celebrated fail of all time. The men that carried her career, the force was never yours. Problem is, she is married to one of those men, and the other ones are George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. And, you never want to make a woman who makes your coffee in the morning angry.
The bad thing about Kathy is it's not just men. Kathy always wanted to be the person who made Star Wars, or be the woman who made Star Wars. But that's Marsha Lucas. And you'll notice they never, ever celebrated Marsha Lucas. They never credited Marsha Lucas. Marsha Lucas, her name was not allowed to be spoken. And she's the one who made Star Wars be what it is. In fact, she may be the most important person, even more so than George, for Star Wars. But in order for Leslie Headland and Kathleen Kennedy to claim that they were the first, they're the bestest, they're the women behind it, Marsha had to be sent down not just a peg or two, but all the way down to unspoken.
Yeah. There's a great interview in the Icons on Earth Star Wars series, and I actually have the Blu-ray of it. It's a full 6 hours of interviews with Marsha Lucas and why she retired after Star Wars. It's amazing to hear her commentary on the movies. Aaron Sleeper for 5. My father was in NavSpec War Special Boat Unit 7 in the last week of BUD Buds. That's Navy's SEAL school, right? They did a week with only like 1 to 2 hour rest breaks. It's amazing.
Wow.
That's awesome.
People are tougher than me. I'm telling you that I can go through a lot of pain. Sleep, I can't. I mean, I would not be the kind of person who could pass through that, because once I go past a certain point, man, I'm a wreck without past the 36-hour point.
that's me and food. If I'm not fed, everybody's in danger.
Look out!
All right, Archer Merchant for $2. Did they invite her so she is there when it fails? That's a reasonable thing for Dave Filoni to do. A little bit more conniving than I would expect out of him.
During the segment, which is coming up momentarily, I'll tell you why she's there. We'll go through that.
Yeah. Comics and Everything for $2. Hello.
Danny.
If I come back, do I get a singing video?
Well, of course. Who doesn't?
You want me to sing some Lionel Richie for you?
Oh.
Hello. Anyways. DEFCON Prime for $5. Slow comic sales day here. Space Coast, Florida. In the rain. Have you guys on the background? Have you guys on in the background? Cheers me up. Now I got to go back and inventory Valiant comics.
Oh.
Neato. Well, hopefully the sales pick up, because we all need sales to happen. You know, when you go into a restaurant and you say, how's it going today? And they say, well, it's been a slow day. I'm enjoying it. I think, yeah, it's okay for a day or two, but nobody's having a good time if it stays slow.
Yeah. Patrick Getaway for $5. KK is still out and Jonas is back. Yeah, that's right.
We'll see.
Hey, look, Uncle Roger's here for $10. If they bring back Illumination's Reflections of Earth, all trespasses will be forgiven. Well, almost all.
Have to build a new globe.
It would never happen.
Yeah, it'd be great though. Did
they dismantle the globe? They didn't preserve it.
I don't know. I think they did dismantle it. Yes. All right, folks, we got the story, the headline of the day that you've been waiting on. Let's get it to you. It's an exclusive. I hate to say it, but yeah, Kathy, darn it, she's back.
It's time for my summer sizzle.
Kathy's back. Back again. Call a friend and warn them. Kathleen Kennedy has returned. What's the line, Jonas? Somehow Palpatine returned. Can we do that?
Kennedy returned.
Please. And can anybody do the voice? Can we do that? No.
What, an Oscar Isaac voice?
It's not called on for often, but okay. From Geeky Tyrant. No, it's just, it is. Geek Tyrant. Kathleen Kennedy compares Jon Favreau to George Lucas as the Mandalorian Grogu heads to the big screen. Kathleen Kennedy is speaking again? Well, of course she is. And you won't believe where. The Star Wars franchise is gearing up for a major return to theaters, and the Mandalorian Grogu is leading the charge. What started as a streaming hit is now leveling up into a full-blown cinematic event, and according to Kathleen Kennedy, this isn't just a bigger version of the show, it's something much more ambitious. Speaking at the UK fan event, Kennedy opened up about how the film pushes beyond what fans have seen on Disney+. The scale, the tech, and the creative vision all sound like they've been dialed way up. Quote from Kathy, it's entirely on a different level. And I think that's what's excited us when we realized that we had the opportunity to put this on the big screen and now we get to put it on IMAX, makes it even bigger. And I think that we knew as we were creating the series that there was a real opportunity to expand this in a way that we couldn't even imagine. And we pulled together some of the most incredible people inside of ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, who has done all the Star Wars movies, and they have done extraordinary work. And I think what I've been so amazed at in working with John is that he is incredibly innovative in terms of making technology in cinema and moving into the next level, much like what George Lucas did. And I think that's what you'll see in this movie, is it deserves and needed to be on the big screen, and it is, and it's extraordinary. This from Kathleen Kennedy at a Disney event. So what the heck is she doing there? Well, folks, this is from Star Wars, and you may not have seen it, but this is Kathleen Kennedy at one of those events. We'll play the clip of her there with Pedro, Favreau, Sigourney, and, of course, the Muppet. Without the audio, of course.
It's time for a summer sizzle.
No, stop.
There they are. There's Kathy off to the side. However, we've looked a lot to try to find more of these kinds of quotes from Kathleen Kennedy. And shockingly, it seems like journalists are having a hard time gaining access to her. I know, it's a surprise. And so I've come to the determination, because we have seen evidence that she's been at these live events, like all of them. Maybe she missed one, but she's been at these things. Yet she's not answering questions. The only thing that we've got from her is from this Geek Tyrant article. So why is Kathy there if Kathy's not answering questions, if she's not part of the fun? And I have a thought on this. I have a thesis, and I'd love to hear what you think. And Jonas, we'll go to you first. I think Kathleen Kennedy, as the producer, probably has a contractual agreement that she gets to be a part of all of this stuff. She gets to be a part of the celebrations, the red carpet, blah, 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 blah. I think she's an executive producer on it, definitely. So she gets all of the perks. But I think Disney is trying very hard to manage making sure this kind of stuff doesn't get out there. They don't want Kathy's name attached. They don't want Kathleen Kennedy speaking for them. They don't want her telling people that Favreau is like George Lucas, because anything she says at this point, any interaction she has at this point, is almost certainly going to hurt the movie.
You notice who's not in this video with her or anywhere within her orbit? A certain cowboy-hatted man who clearly pees sitting down.
What do you mean?
Like,
yeah,
I feel like they're keeping him away from her because they don't want the stink to rub off.
Well, possibly, maybe.
Also, is it possible she went to the UK fan event because if people there say bad things about her, they can get arrested?
That's great. Yes, the paddy wagon was ready to go at any point. Yep. Jonas, how is Disney going to handle this? She's going to be at all the premieres, all of the fun stuff, but they got to keep her away from journalists.
Yeah, well, she's really not great with journalists unless there's somebody who's serving up softballs. There's so much to go after with Kathleen Kennedy right now. They could talk about the fan narrative of her being the worst, which I mean, that's not going to go away for a very long time. And if she goes into that, then all of a sudden you have an entire online space that is ready for her to speak. They want her to speak. We all want to cover what she has to say about Star Wars. And we wish that she would be honest, because that's frankly not what she's going to do. She's not going to be honest. She's going to try to give her own version of the truth, which is going to be some cope about how it's all these angry fanboys and these are actually fine movies. It's not me that's the problem, it's you. Except that she was given basically the ball on the tee, and they were going to have a robot hit the ball off of the tee, and you hit the button and the robot will hit the ball, and it should be an easy home run. Make a Star Wars film, make $1 billion.
Yeah.
But
if you look this stuff up, you know, there are a few articles now today who are following the Geek Tyrant thing, you know, because now they're quoting it. But outside of that, they've kept it silent. If you look up Kathleen Kennedy in the news, you got to go back to this kind of stuff, you know, before she exited. You got Kathleen Kennedy, a legend in a galaxy that rarely makes them, from the Ankler, and you got a few other things, but she is completely gone from the Mandalorian stuff.
A galaxy that rarely makes legends is Star Wars?
Yeah.
Why do we talk about like Phil Tippett, who's the guy who worked on the
Richard Rushfeld?
You know,
because of Star Wars, people know the name. People know the name David
Richard.
Prowse because of Star Wars. You think they know the name David Prowse or Kenny Baker because Star Wars doesn't create legends? Come on.
Man.
Yeah, it's and they got to put in as a woman, like you said with Marsha Lucas. You want to talk about unique hell? I think that's one of them. Trying to recut the original movie, you know. So
She said the entire, without her, the franchise doesn't exist today.
I've heard the original cut is awful.
Cue Charmin obeyed Chinoy to be like, it's about time that a woman is running a galaxy far, far away, even though a woman had been, you know, running it for a decade.
Since 2012.
Well, like I heard from one of my contacts that was working, you know, close to the Mandalorian project, that for the very first season she tried to like put her foot in there and they shoved her out. Like they would not let her come anywhere close to season 1. And then she basically started using her power base to wedge herself into the following seasons, and that's why using
Filoni, Caro, is what we've heard, is that she sent Filoni in to be much more hands-on, and she used him as sort of her vehicle there. And by season 3, I mean, the show was destroyed.
Yeah, and it's like she did the thing that a lot of people do, that when she gets into a position of power, she starts putting like her little power pyramid under her. And one of the reasons they couldn't get rid of her was because she had basically infiltrated all of the operations with people that were loyal to her. So even if they got rid of her, her little lackeys were still going to go around and fuss things up. And it made it really difficult. It just made it really difficult to get her out. And it saddens me as a woman to see someone like her move into a position and really just set the example of like why people don't like women in roles like that. Like that first time when she showed up and she did like the Forces female thing, I closed the webpage. I was actually really upset about that because that's not what Star Wars was ever about. And she like started pushing all that in there. And, you know, and I don't mean to get on a soapbox about this, but it's already like really tough for women to work in entertainment and lots of other industries. And it only takes one bad example to come out and ruin it for everybody. I've met men in various different, I'll just say different workplaces that won't hire women right now because of one that did something. And
it's so unfortunate that she used this position to basically revert and invert everything to do with a franchise that was just impossibly successful. And she wanted to reimagine it. And if she hadn't done that, you're exactly right. She would have been opening the door to so many more women into this industry. I want to show you, though, we've played this before now twice, and it's so silly, but it's the marketing effort from Mandalorian and Grogu. And we've had some people reach out and say, hey, do you know how this is happening? And according to them, we'll play it in just a second. We're done playing it. It drives me nuts. I can't play it many more times. But they said, do you know how this happened? And I said, well, no. They said, these are Kathy's people. This is the marketing team. This is Lucasfilm behind the scenes. Favreau is trying to do the Mandalorian the right way, and he's struggling. You've got Starfighter, which has been handed off now to Sean Levy. It's outside of Lucasfilm control. But when this plays, this is Kathy's Lucasfilm. This is what they make. This is what they view as the way to market the movie. This is their work being done, and this is what Lucasfilm was under her. So, folks, one more time, the way that Kathy, as you were saying, Carol, the pyramid underneath her Here's her legacy.
Star Wars fans, you're not going to want to miss this in IMAX.
We just saw the preview for Mandalorian and Grogu. I have not been this excited in a long time.
It was incredible to see Star Wars back on the big screen.
There's no other way to watch it, no better
That's
way
a
to see
Sarlacc!
it. It felt like being 11 in the theater with my dad.
And it also just reminds you why you fell in love with Star Wars in the first place.
You will be oohing and awing at the action, at the duo, and most importantly, at Grogu. And it just never stopped.
We'll pause there. It's the perfect place to pause.
Dude,
Who's the target audience for this ad?
Isn't that a great question? But it's
not children.
But the people who made it, Kathy's peeps at Lucasfilm, we're told. So this is how they view, and this is why her ghost is still hovering over Star Wars and Lucasfilm to this day. And I don't know how they're going to fix Lucasfilm because they're so incompetent.
Have you noticed though that there was this wave of female studio executives, right? You had Kathleen Kennedy, you had Jennifer Salke, you had Jennifer Lee. They're all gone.
Yes,
all been swept out the door.
And so it's not so much of like a, and I'm not trying to contest what Caro said.
You can. We can fight. Let's go.
Okay, all right, come on. No, I don't want to fight Caro. Actually,
Caro, get the
she
brass.
can stay up for 3 days. I can't. I'm not dealing with that. I can't handle that smoke. But no, really, it's more of the mindset that comes with. It's the mindset that gets associated with women, which is following your heart.
Mm-hmm.
But the heart is wicked. Who knows what the heart is thinking?
The
and
shadow
when you
does.
follow your heart and you think that's a good idea, instead of checking with constructed focus groups and doing research and simply understanding who you're marketing to, much like the Devil Wears Prada is marketing to their audience, and it's working.
Well, and yeah, the problem was not that they hired these female executives that because they're women. It was they hired woke white women.
Right.
Just like that's that demographic. And they're all gone. They've all gotten fired. They've all been pushed out the door. They all really decided that they missed doing the thing that they used to do before they were studio executives and voluntarily left to go back to do that thing.
Yeah, and that's why I brought that up, because Dave Filoni falls in that category. He is a
woke white woman.
Let's try to. I'll make it pro appropriate. Yes, he's a woke white. He's a very effeminate man who's very weak-willed and just wants to do whatever he feels is right.
What about Filoni or Pedro?
I put them all in there.
Okay,
put them all in the
what
same pink basket. all
You
right?
saw where I was going with that. Exactly.
Yeah, they all need to have their own sizzle, but not
there's
here,
a
please.
red arrow going down for Star Wars, no doubt about it. Final comments on this, Jonas. Did you have something else you wanted to say about?
There's actually something I wanted to point out here.
Should I leave this up here while you talk about it, or?
What a glorious still! I love it.
A while
Crazy
back,
eyes.
Speaking of the rat.
Speaking of, oh my, what is that? Oh, it's a Sarlacc. No, it's not. I think it's a crate dragon. Or what's the thing? What's the Mandalorian beast? The thing that Pro said in here that I find absolutely fascinating is that Sean Levy is outside of Lucasfilm. His next movie his next signed movie is a Netflix movie. So they're not doing the thing where they say, "Oh, actually, this person's going to stay here forever." The Rian Johnson trilogy, the James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi film, all these things that are never going to happen, so he's out, and she didn't have creative control over that film to a point. I do believe on this channel we pointed out that the best thing for Disney to do was to license out this IP to someone else and let them make it instead of them making this stuff in-house. I'm not saying they listen to us, but that's actually a really good idea to say, we're going to license this to someone else. Star Wars on Fortnite doing gangbusters. What does it have to do with Disney? Disney doesn't have intellectual control over it. So there's a little bit of Rey in there. I'm sure there's a check the box. Yeah, we got Rey. But most of that stuff, prequel, original trilogy, and Mandalorian. And that's the kind of thing that little boys and 40-year-old men love to get in there and shoot things with. So I think that Star Wars in the hands of other people is the only way to truly revive this franchise.
And that circles back to what I was talking about before real quick, is the Fallen Order games. Is because they are, even though they've had mandates, but the High Republic and the sequel, they still kind of worked it in there and it wasn't too annoying. But they were just kind of, here's the basic guidelines, make something good. And they have, from all accounts, from people that enjoy playing the game. So
they actually
it's been proven that actually works. Yeah.
they actually made a male hero again, which is
A ginger
we have,
male hero.
Yeah, which
I'm
we
fond
have.
of them. I love gingers. I married one. Highly recommended. You can't have mine though.
That's a 5-star review.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 ginger nephews, so I'm good. So.
A final question for the panel. Kathleen Kennedy had how long? 10 years, 12 years at Lucasfilm, leading this under Disney. How long does it take before they can actually bring stuff in-house? Because right now, the mouse seems to be planning to hand this off to third parties. I mean, Favreau is sort of his own guy. You got Sean Levy doing something, and EA, of course, is running with a baton, but there's not much going on inside Lucasfilm proper. And I wonder how long and what it will take to clean this mess up.
It'll take a long time.
Yeah.
And in a galaxy far, far away.
And there will be pain. Oh, the pain.
Oh no, I think fans are just waiting for it to end. It's like watching a pet like slowly wither away. We're like, can you like maybe we should take it in? Like that's what it feels like to me. I'm sorry. Like I love Star Wars and I love this IP and the characters and the universe that was created around it. And watching it for like the last 10, 15 years has been like it's been terrible.
Yeah, well, I recently watched Old Yeller for the first time, and I'm like, it's Star Wars has gone rabid. We gotta, it's either gotta get it, bring it back to health, or the other option. But I would rather it just be rested. People that actually know what they're doing, but they're not going to do that. I know that's a long conversation, but yeah. But hope springs eternal. Give us something good, and people will come back. If Starfighter's good, people will watch it.
And what do we say about Star Wars? If you love the franchise, there's always a new hope.
At least that's what I hear.
Wait, what?
Let's go! Jabba, right?
Oh no!
It's Sarlacc!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Guys, this is one of, if not my most anticipated game of the year. Anything that's got me going pew, 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 you know, sign me up.
I gotta say, the concept of this is enough for me to go, I might even pre-order this.
I might even get the DLC at the highest level. I'm not recommending you guys do that, but I might totally do it.
I might even pre-order it.
Totally transparent.
I played that game on that game place when it came out. It was awful. Truly awful. This is why
That's Starlacc.
But it's got you going pew, 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 pew.
Pew, pew.
By the way, speaking of games, we've had people out in the chat asking if we would do this. I am happy to oblige. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad. I don't want your darn lemons. What the heck am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's going to burn your house down with the lemons. I'm going to get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down.
in
Portal 2.
Minecraft.
Very well done.
Thank you.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Patrick Ganaway, though, for 5. Jon Favreau is good, but not George Lucas good. That's right. He's not George Lucas. Also, George Lucas, not as good at dialogue as Jon Favreau.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jon Favreau is a better writer and director than George Lucas.
Oh my goodness. What was, okay, real quick, what was the movie where he's a cook? Is a cook? Chef. Sorry. I was close.
Amazing.
I love that movie. It's, yes, that shows his strengths. Yeah.
Yeah, Jon Favreau is just an infinitely better director than George Lucas. Has a really wonderful idea, and he's really great. He's a futurist. He's great with technology, but he's just a terrible writer and director.
Please don't let him write any more romance. Like, that was.
I don't like Sand. Lauren and I were talking on the pre-show. We were talking on the pre-show about that scene in episode 2 where Padme's wearing the super low-cut dress, and it's like, I will not allow you to go down this road. And Anakin's just like,
yeah, and that's where I would use George Lucas's direction: faster, more intense.
Faster, more intense.
You know, I felt badly though for Favreau because I'm not sure this movie is going to go over well, and I'm not sure it's his fault. The more we hear about it, the more it's like Kathy and Filoni, you know, came in and took the season 4 of Mando and turned it into this thing. And man, if I were him, I don't see how he stays jolly and happy in public. I'd be furious about all this.
There was always that rumor that it was in season 3, Jon Favreau's character, the Vizsla, the one that he played, was killed by sequel era Praetorian guards, and everyone said that was like him, like showing us, like, look, guys, this isn't me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't me.
DEFCON Prime for $5. My son says my house is like DreamWorks. Well, his mother's is Disney. I think that says so much. LOL. Our Florida IMAX theaters are dimmer recently. As in literally dimmer, or there aren't as many good films. By the way, Project Hail Mary is out on digital today.
Oh,
is it?
Yeah, paid digital, not
pick that up.
Yeah, I'll get that. I really like that adaptation. I thought it was very well done.
I'm getting the
So
4K Blu-ray. I'm a physical media guy, so
Mhm.
but I love that movie. So
I'm
much.
in a yes and moment on that one right now. I don't know if I'll be able to resist buying both. Bagging Protons for $5. Yes, Mandalorian and Grogu are real, and they are spectacular. That's a Seinfeld reference.
It is.
Chris Dickerson for $5. You can already see the success of the Mando movie. The three women next to Favreau can't keep their hands off the Muppet.
No comment.
Spring 91 Bear.
'Cause one of them was Pedro.
Yeah. Spring Bear for $2. They're going to update the Universal Horror Makeup Show. Yeah, they had a big send-off for it. And yeah.
We'll
End
see
of
what
an
it
era.
turns into.
Patrick Ganaway for $5. One more for the goal, and KK stay away.
Get out of here, KK. Go on. Oh my gosh.
You don't even go here anymore.
This is not your place.
Hoofle McGruffle the third for $5. The only way Nolan's Odyssey ends up good is if Pro does the Homer voice for narration.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
What's a famous part of the Odyssey we could do as Homer Simpson, as opposed to Homer the writer?
You
I'm
could say that
back.
nobody attacked me. Yeah, but
No,
that's
nobody attacked me. Is that the right tone for
Yeah,
it?
that was pretty good.
You're pining for daddy.
Yep.
I'm pining for daddy.
That movie. No, but the more information that comes out about this, especially today, everyone is just in droves canceling their pre-orders.
Here we go.
It's the first Nolan movie that I'm just nope, not interested in this at all. DEFCON Prime for $2. Common denominator: no influencer fan born before '99. Yeah, some of them looked into that early middle age-ish area, but nobody with full gray hair.
I've got a quote from the Odyssey for Homer Simpson. You ready?
There you go.
Men are so quick to blame the gods. They say that we devised their misery, but they themselves, in their depravity, design grief greater than the griefs that fate assigns. So,
that's actually kind of
That's really good.
Hauntingly beautiful. I've heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very moved. I felt that really, really well.
Now,
shut up and get off the mic. I'm sorry, Marge.
now you got to wrap it, because apparently, according to Christopher Nolan, Homer poetry is just spoken poetry is just rap.
You hear that, Marge? I'm going to be Tupac Shakur.
That reminds me of my English teacher in high school. Packing Protons for $5. At this rate, I'd rather die alone than wind up the cross-eyed hooded lady with the Ewok bag in that video.
That's brutal. Oh my goodness.
I feel badly for them. I mean, there's Z tier influencers, and I feel badly because we're all God's creatures, and I don't want to make fun of anybody. I'm not making fun of them. I'm making fun of Lucasfilm, because I can go find people who are not well suited to be in a promo video, and it's not the people's fault. It's because everybody of Lucasfilm said, "You want to be in a Star Wars promo? We'll put you out there." You'd say yes. This is like when the reality contests, like America's Got Talent or American Idol, when they purposefully send the really bad singers through so they'll get on stage for TV, and everybody knows we're just doing this to rip them. Come on, Lucasfilm. Come on.
You know, that's funny. There's one called WB Superstar where they did that on purpose. But I have to go, but I want to read this first. Snarky D for $50. Nailed it, Caro. KK set back the sex which many politicians and justices on her side can't or won't define. Respect and success is earned. She didn't earn any of it, but she sure destroyed it for many and for a very long time. What a sham.
Not just her. Her, Jennifer Salke, Jennifer Lee, they all obliterated.
Yeah,
the
thanks, ladies. Thanks.
And I'll say this too, Snarky. You're not alone. Caro is one of the few who has come on the show, and the audience, before she was gone, was demanding, Pro, you bring her back. You bring her back. And we said, we agree. We're totally, like, within the first 10 minutes, we knew she has to come back if she'll allow it. Folks, we're getting to it. We'll ask her, please. But yes, thank you, Carol, and thank you for articulating that so.
And
My pleasure.
That's awesome. Carol, we're glad you're here. And Smoke Bomb.
He seriously smoke bomb his way out of here.
He smoke bombed, yeah.
Goodbye, Jonas.
Vanish.
Weekend Wednesday for 45. Dr. Dre ain't got nothing to say. What the blank is that? Double KK forgot about Ray. Shout out the Chronic album. There you go. Thank you, Weekend Wednesday. And still the greatest avatar of the day. Detailed Devil for 199. John F equals good luck. Even George Lucas was no. Oh, wait. Switching back my acronyms. Sorry. What is it? What is he type before the games? The GGs and the WPs were coming to me. Okay, try it again. Detailed Devil for 199. Power to the Niners. John Favreau equals George Lucas. See, I'm here now. Even George was no George Lucas without Marsha Lucas et al. Thank you, Detailed Devil. And sorry for messing it up. I switched to League of Legends talk there for a minute. Teddy D, Fitty D for 499. FIFA World Cup starts June 11th. Can't freaking wait. Well, now we're excited too. We got England DG for 2. Kathleen's plan was see Star Wars and get free box of wine.
Oh.
Yep. Rob in Tennessee for 2. I now need a Marv pew 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 graphic. Sign me up. We got TB for 2. Cruising on home. God bless all. And God bless America. Packy Protons for 2. Jonas has been cast as the Cyclops.
Hopefully not that Cyclops. That was the creepiest looking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he'd be better as the X-Men version. Redisars for 5. I don't need Nolan's movie. Just give me the old Ray Harryhausen sword and sandals movies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm with you now. They hold up well. I love the skeleton stop motion stuff. It's so cool to see. So cool to see. We've got Packing Protons for 5. How many ways can Caro end a troll with just the palm of her hand?
I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Caro, have you been on with Wilton before?
I have.
I'm sorry.
You subjected her to that.
He was quite charming. That's why I think he should have wings.
I wish he had wings. I wish he would fly too close to the sun. Patrick Anyway for 2. Wasn't there a Simpson version of the Odyssey?
They've done everything at this point, so probably.
Mm-hmm. It's quite delightful.
did it.
Exactly.
That's right. All right, folks, we got 2 more stories on the docket. We're going to rock it. It's all we know how to do. We're going to bring it to you. We're stopping by our favorite website out there, That Part Place, to talk about, the fact that Hollywood is winning with unwoke movies again, and studio execs can't ignore it. They're even going broke trying to promote the non-stuff that audiences don't want. Let's dive in, ladies and gentlemen. It's breaking news. Hollywood pulling out of the Cannes Film Festival. Non-woke films are winning at the box office, and they're winning bigly, as some have said. This out of thatparkplace.com by Trevor Denning. Michael breaks domestic box office record for musical biopics. Now, I know some of our viewers out there don't care for Michael. You don't care for promoting this particular guy, but I'll tell you this, whatever you think about him, this movie does not set aside the weirdness of Michael Jackson and of the pathologies in his family. And I think that is why people are going and flocking and seeing it, in addition to, of course, the music and everything else. It is a distinctly non-woke film. It's not woke at all. It says by the end of its 3rd weekend, Michael has broken the record for the highest grossing musical biopic in domestic box office history. The milestone comes despite heavy criticism and negative reviews from much of the Hollywood access media. Audiences, and not just longtime Michael Jackson fans, appeared largely unfazed by the backlash, helping turn the film into a historic theatrical release. It's now at 694, going to cross 700 million. By now, it probably has crossed the $700 million mark, and it's probably on its way to earning $1 billion with fantastic holds. By not holding back that Michael was a weird guy, that he was deeply damaged by his father, It gives explanations for why he had the plastic surgeries. And yeah, it's the dad being so cruel to him, calling him Big Nose as a kid over and over again. And guess what else, folks? It's not just Michael that's performing well. It's the Super Mario Galaxy movie closing in on $1 billion. Another big win for Nintendo. Another film, by the way, that Hollywood just doesn't care for. And lest we forget, Project Hail Mary with Rocky, amaze. That's right. Celebrating humanity, celebrating overcoming adversity. Look at the performance of this movie, folks. It is at the tippity top of the possibility that the numbers believes could be. And by the way, as it continues to outperform what should be possible, it continues to push that area above. You can see where it should be, according to the numbers, would be at 228 domestic. It's outperformed that by $100 million. Another distinctly non-woke film. All right, before we talk about how Hollywood is adjusting to this, and they're having to escape some of the woke stuff they had planned, I want to hand it to the panel and just say, do you all feel the change in the wind at this point? Mo, we'll start with you. We definitely are starting to see something happening here with the market. I think the market is forcing Hollywood to say, we're not going to support anything but this kind of stuff. Everything else is in full-blown collapse, and yet these films are going gaga. What say you, Mo?
Well, I would say if you asked me that before watching Mortal Kombat 2, I'd probably agree with you. But I know Marv has the same wonderful opinion with many, many more words on it.
And then you'll get called every name in the book for saying it.
Well, you
Get
know
over
what?
here.
Yeah. But anyways, the first two, Project Hail Mary, and then Michael. Like honestly, I have never been I can't remember having two movies so close to each other that were so electric, so immersive, and so wonderful, and feeling so yes, I feel very optimistic about what's coming next, because if that's what we have to start the year off, and those are the two biggest, most influential movies of the year, because Super Mario was a fun movie, but it was playing to the crowd. It's giving them exactly what they want. That's fine. Project Hail Mary gave us something we didn't know we needed. I'm a Michael Jackson fan. I grew up in the 80s. I thought it was great. I thought it did well. It didn't skip over stuff. People could disagree. That's fine. But honestly, yeah, I think it's great, but it's definitely trending the right way, but the more work needs to be done, because they're still doing this, the bait and switch in the marketing with some of these movies, but I'm liking where it's going. It's definitely going the right way.
Well, we're seeing a change now for What's in Our Lives. Deadline, Anthony D'Alessandro, Melanie Goodfellow writing this. Can Boss, not cans, folks, it's in French. Can Boss on Hollywood Skipping Fest. I hope the studio films will come back. Now, what's this about? Well, there's an artsy-fartsy festival in France, and I don't mean to be mean about it, but it's where they go to show the films they think will be award contenders, and sometimes a blockbuster or two, right? Mission Impossible, indie, and oftentimes they don't go well. They get slammed at these things because they do want the artsy-fartsy. They do want the award stuff. Okay, Hollywood, the budgets for non-woke films apparently are getting so woke, for woke films is now getting so low that they're pulling out of this kind of stuff. They're no longer marketing here. Carol, I think that's a pretty darn good sign that maybe Hollywood, the purse strings are getting tighter for the kind of stuff that disgusts audiences.
I agree with that. I think they're trying to test the waters, because I've noticed that they'll release like a non-woke film, and when it does really well, then they try to release a woke film, and then that one bombs, and they're kind of like, well, I thought it was going to work. So it feels like they're trying to release more non-woke and then slip a woke one in there to see what will happen. And it's
the Daffy Duck Porky Pig, putting them on the stage, and then
yeah, and it's just so the truth of the matter is I got to do an interview with somebody who works in film, and the barrier to entry to create films is actually getting less. And I'm not talking about the use of AI in order to make things. I'm talking about one of the barriers to entry is having the film equipment, right? Well, there's actually services where you can rent film equipment for a day if you want. So you don't have to do the huge investment to get all of that stuff. And they're probably seeing a bunch of little studios starting to pop up and make their own films and advocate for them. And they're trying to act like a wave is not coming, but it is. There's just so many people who are fed up with what they're seeing that they're like, I'm done. You know, it's like Eric over at the Rippaverse. He was like, I'm done talking about it. I'm done showcasing it. I'm just gonna go make my own stuff now. And more people I talk to, they're all feeling the same way. And even like one of the narratives I hear from folks is like, I'm broke, but I'm going to figure out how to do it. Right. And so when fans who are broke and can rent camera equipment can do it better than you, what does that mean?
Yeah. And Iron Lung by Markiplier proved that.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just, with a minimal budget, just absolutely destroyed it. And they're forced to acknowledge it.
Well, I mean, you look at Cannes, and the things that are getting the 15-minute standing ovations are things like Smashing Machine, which comes out in theaters and audiences laugh at it, and it makes no money, and The Rock doesn't even get his Oscar nomination. So I think that these studios are probably like, well, what are we even bothering for anymore? Artsy fartsy is not really working anymore. I saw this weekend, I saw 2 movies. One of them was one of the worst movies I've seen all year, which was Mortal Kombat. The other, one of the best movies I've seen all year, which was Sheep Detectives.
Yeah, I gotta eat crow on this one.
You really do, because that movie was like amazing.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to phone it in. I saw that. I said, "Oh, come on, seriously." And people told me, "Pro, you got to give the sheep a chance." And it was practically a mutiny out there in the chat, folks. I was wrong. The sheep do win.
I mean, it's
very
it's
mature
not,
of you.
I don't know what the budget is. I think 75 to 80 million. I don't think it's going to make money. It made about 28 million in its first weekend.
Well, the title's terrible. Sheep Detectives. Come on, I can come up with 1,000 things better.
I can't wait to watch this.
It's so good. I had manly tears by the end of it. Like I'm sitting.
Oh, come
there,
on.
Like, and you know what? Here a slight spoiler, but in the end, the barnyard animals don't form a communist government.
Oh,
So-
like the other film.
Yeah,
Okay,
like that.
throw
That's,
that in.
That's kind of my like bar right now with talking animal movies. It's like, do they form a communist utopia by the end of it?
Okay, throw that in though. Okay, because if we go to Animal Farm, which I think is quite possibly the most woke movie we've ever seen. I mean, it is distinctly pro-communism, and it takes a subject matter that is it's not pro-capitalism necessarily, but it's definitely anti-communism, and it says, well, screw that. We're just going to make it where it doubles down on the communism. This film is as woke as it can get, and it's topped out at $5 million, which, frankly, folks, I'm shocked it even got there.
Oh,
Had a terrible
okay.
opening, and look at that
drop.
bottom of the graph.
80% drop this weekend.
Oh.
Whereas Wizard and I were thinking that Sheep Detectives is going to have a very minimal drop next weekend because word of mouth has been so good, and we think more people are going to go see it this week. So fingers crossed, people actually.
Lauren says the mutton murders.
That's me. I would go see it. Yeah.
We may make that as a super chat goal later this week. Because it is hard to find the time, but I would be willing to go and give a review, a very late review, if super chatters want to do that. Maybe as a member exclusive. I'm not sure, but I deserve to be punished because folks, I judged a book by its cover. I judged a sheep by its trailer, and I feel sheepish now.
You won't be punished. You will feel enriched by the experience. I mean, it is like heartfelt and wholesome, and just the mystery keeps you getting. Like, I used to write mysteries for a living. I've written many mystery novels, and I can usually get to the like I can usually figure a mystery out. This one I didn't get.
Best sheep media since Lambert, perhaps.
I would even put it up there with Lamb Chop.
Whoa, easy, hush puppy.
Yep.
One thing for sure, folks, audiences are punishing Hollywood when it comes to woke stuff, and it's gotten so bad they can't afford to show their woke wares, in the land of France anymore. We'll keep an eye on it, but right now, change is on the way to Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, we did indeed hit the goal, and that means because of this wonderful community, we will be developing a brand new summer sizzle for this summer, which will not, in fact, feature Peepaw. And that's a source of joy. Z the Zombie for member for 10 months. I think Wilton should be on every pro show.
With his wings.
No.
Yeah. Oh.
Nope.
You sure?
No.
He seems so delightful when I
No.
talk to him. Oh.
He's about to be doing the Michael Scott. No, God, no, why no? When Toby came back. Packing for 2, I think you skipped my Wilton Pedro super joke. Well, if that happened, that would be a Jonas Let's see. Folks, if you see out there a packing super chat that did not make it on the screen, let me know. Typically, we try to get every single super chat. Packing, unless you went super lewd, crude, and vile, should have made it on the screen. Folks, let us know what I said. We'll read it out loud and get it up there. Packing, you can send it our way as well. We'll get it up there. Medical breakdown from 199. President of WDW ruined Galaxy's Edge. Good riddance. Yeah, and Rivers America, too.
I mean, did he ruin Galaxy's Edge? I thought Galaxy's Edge was created during the Josh D'Amaro.
That's correct, yes. So...
Well, no, Josh D'Amaro as the head of Experiences.
And Bob Chapek. But really, the way Galaxy's Edge was ruined was Iger. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy. So, yeah, the Imagineers had the land laid out. It was going to be a tribute to all Star Wars. And the Imagineers came in one day and they were told, hey, everything, throw it away. We're starting over. Lucasfilm is coming in. Story Group's going to give you guidance on this, but we're basing it, on something different. They've got different plans. And Lucasfilm came in as theme park experts and changed it all up.
What a power couple.
Yeah. Based it, by the way, on the idea of, hey, this is going to be about the time period after The Last Jedi. Great marketing decision. Jaren is out there, Night Shadow for 199. It's okay, Pro. We forgive you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets when it comes to sheep jokes. That's all I can say there. It's well played.
I would say it was wool played.
Oh, nice.
Easy does it. All right, folks, we're waiting on packing. Go ahead, Mo.
That joke was bad.
No.
I'm not playing it again. I refuse.
You went full retard, man.
I'm sorry, Mo.
That one got me.
I'm so sorry. All right, folks, you can get us Packing Proton's missing super chat. Let us know what it is he said, and we will get it up there on the screen. We got a final story. Ladies and gentlemen, because of the glitches this morning, we're a little bit slow. We'd like to get more stories to you, but we will wind it down with a big one. What are we talking about? Well, as Pro finds it, Mandalorian. They're trying to promote the thing. They're trying to get Star Wars out there, and they have shown a big part of the movie to influencers. And Disney apparently thought that was going to go really, really well. Can I just tell you, that ship has sailed, and now it's cleanup time at Isle Disney. Get ready, folks. It's the kind of story you can't miss out on. It's the final scoop, and it's here right now. Well, the Mandalorian Grogu previews have not gone the way that Disney was hoping for. So it's cleanup time. And how? Well, by line, of course. Chris Gore, who never does that, not a single fib has escaped this man's lips, at least not since he was 5, says, really looking forward to this one. Hashtag The Mandalorian Grogu IMAX. And you can see that Chris Gore, back on May 4th, had shown up for the IMAX special look event. Right? This is where they showed 30 minutes of the 2 hours. There he is, having a good time, getting ready for it. You, too, can scan to listen to Ludwig Göransson's wonderful soundtrack. I'm sure it's great. You can see the pictures he took there. But that's not really the story. The story is, if we go down, MK Solid says, how was the movie? Should we go out and buy the toys? I do like those Remnant Empire designs. And to all of that, Chris Gore responds, meh. Andrew Mark Cram says, I hope the tickets weren't overpriced. Chris says, they were free. Chris is not allowed to give an in-depth analysis based on what you have to do to get to go see the thing. But he's playing it, I think, the way that says to everybody, it's not great, Bob. James Greeby writing this over at Inverse. I saw the Mandalorian Grogu preview footage and the trailers are lying. It says, is this more than a big screen TV show? There's a cheer inside the Los Angeles IMAX theater before the sneak preview of the first 25 minutes of the Mandalorian Grogu even begins. The Star Wars fans in the audience of this May the 4th event recognized a special guest's hat. Dave Filoni, Mr. Cowboy Hat, Head of Lucasfilm has made an appearance, promising the audience that we're in for will have one heck of a ride. He goes on and introduces the Jon Favreau directed movie, and it talks about the stuff. It says in the early sequence, some footage you've already seen is there. That's how it begins. Not with the classic Star Wars text crawl, but with static yellow text explaining Mando and Grogu. Here we go. He's got to eliminate the AT-ATs. You've already seen this too, okay? You've already seen this.
Bro,
It
I have to
says,
say, even with you reading this, Pro, I feel like my eyes glazing over. It's not you, it's the article.
I'm the same. I feel like I should put on a different voice just to make it even more interesting than not. It says, maybe that's just because the real stakes are about to come, and this is just the cold open. That's a term that originated on the small screen, referring to an attention-grabbing sequence that comes before the opening titles. For many, that's really the Mandalorian and Grogu's biggest hurdle. Is this the first Star Wars movie in 7 years, or is it a supersized episode of a TV show on the biggest screen? And does that distinction matter? And basically, folks, this article out of Inverse, the argument is, well, Sigourney Weaver's in it, and she wouldn't do a TV show. Seriously, that's what it is. It goes on and talks about, he goes and meets Mr. Hutt here, Mr. Big Hutt, Stinky they call him, Rada. And that's the 25 minutes that you get to see.
A Hutt with a six-pack.
I hadn't noticed that. You're right. That is, I'm not even sure why a Hutt would have a six-pack.
Oh, I called it. I said, I bet you the Rod of the Hutt scene is in the very beginning of the movie.
It is. Yep, absolutely. So it says, at least based on these first 25 minutes, it seems like The Mandalorian Grogu is trying to be more than a TV show. What a bar to set. Though it's unclear if it's ambitious enough to seem on par with the episodic films. It's a ride for Star Wars fans who want to see Mando look cool and Grogu look cute. So far, mission accomplished. Are there more surprises? Okay, hold on a second. The mission is, it's a ride for Star Wars fans who want to see Mando look cool and Grogu look cute. Okay, just so everybody knows. Although the headline is eye-catching for dramatic, effect, the trailers are lying. The conclusion of this review of the first 25 minutes is, if you want something where Mando looks cool and Grogu is cute, they did it. That's how far they could go.
Mark my words. You know how like the Hollywood shill access media critics, they like to inflate these big studio movies a lot. There will be inflation on this film like you have never seen before. This is going to get universal praise from the Grace Randolphs of the world and all the Rotten Tomatoes. I have called it. I said it's going to be at least a 96% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I can't wait to write this review because I know I usually keep them like under 2,000 words, and I know I'm going to go way above that. I know I am.
The bottom line here is that in the first 25 minutes, the best Chris Gore can do is say, meh.
Meh.
And the best that the article from Inverse can do is say, Mando's cool and Grogu's cute. So mission accomplished, I guess.
And man, it just seems like they're playing it as safe as they possibly can. Like they're so afraid to offend anybody anymore, which is kind of funny because that seems like that they were all, that's what they were trying to do the entire time. Now they're just like, let's give them something simple.
At least when Firefly had to end everything with a movie, they were just trying to wrap up the story because, the show got canceled. This feels like, again, it's watching the IP that we watched, like kind of like doing its final like death flare.
Well, here's the thing about it. So the marketing team at Lucasfilm and Disney decided, okay, how do we get people really jived about this? What do we do? And what they came up with was, okay, the first 25 minutes, let's play that. Now, if the first 25 minutes is so bad that we've got meh and yeah, Mando's cool and Grogu's cute, like if that is the best we've got in the first 25 minutes, I think this is a horrible sign for the quality of the movie. Like, this is the best. Disney decided they could have picked any 25 minutes. They could have said, you know what, we're going to leave the beginning out because we don't want to ruin the beginning for you. Here, we're going to skip ahead to 20 minutes. Here are the best scenes, right, from the middle of the movie. They could have done that. They didn't. This might be the best they have. It may be downhill after that. And so what that has done is I don't think Disney was prepared for this kind of a response. And so we're getting this. From Bam Smack Pow, Mew Wish, May Wish Mahmood. The first reactions to The Mandalorian Grogu are here, and they are unexpected. Despite all the doubts, the initial reactions to The Mandalorian Grogu's first 30 minutes of footage are positive. Well, how about that? I mean, we just read two things that are not positive, okay?
Maybe we can't read, Pro.
Nobody's allowed to say anything specifically. Like,
well, let's see what they're citing, okay? Because Bam Smack Pow may wish Mahmood may want to get in with Disney and get invited to these premieres in the future. I don't know. Maybe that's a step too far.
Name. I love
this cool name.
Yeah.
So who are they citing? Star Wars Holocron is one of two sources they're going to cite here as the evidence that, you can't believe it. It's great. Here's what Star Wars Holocron says, which definitely has no possible reason to say good things to get invited back to future events with Star Wars. We just watched the first 25 minutes of The Mandalorian Grogu in IMAX and are blown away by what we saw. Cinematic, epic scale that demands to be seen on the big screen. Ludwig Göransson's music gave us goosebumps. Had smiles on our faces the entire time watching the footage.
Can I get the check they get? Like, whatever they're getting paid to, like, say this, like, can you send it my way?
Blown away, Carol.
They have smiles on their faces the entire time because they're holding gift bags that are probably contain hundreds of dollars worth of.
Yeah, like that check that they got is like, make sure you say nice things, right? Like, I don't know how many zeros are on there, but yeah.
They literally did the meme. They've done the meme. Like, this is literally the most cookie cutter comment you can make about anything. They didn't even try to like make it a little more creative. It's
so. What about the other?
Star Wars Holocron is one of the biggest like shill, Twitter accounts out there. So
here we go. This is Yoko Higuchi. This is the other source they've got. We got to watch the first 25 minutes of Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian Grogu in IMAX on this May the 4th, and it was such a great treat. And let's just look at this. So we added IMAX. Did we do that in this other one? No, okay. They didn't, but they're both very interested in let you know that it was on IMAX. We got to watch the first 25 minutes, Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian Grogu in IMAX on this May the 4th, and it was such a treat. Already a whole lot of fun. The film looks way better on this huge screen, and especially when the aspect ratio expands to the full 1.43. All right, we got to watch the first 25 minutes of Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian Grogu. We just watched the first 25 minutes of The Mandalorian Grogu in IMAX, all caps on The Mandalorian Grogu, all caps on IMAX. Yep. Somebody gave them this.
Oh, I love it when you have a script.
Yep. Bet your money that it's a script.
Again, I'll take that money. I couldn't get bought and bribed. I'm just saying.
Yep. And that's it. That's it, folks. They found two people that surely this is a script. It's got to be. All caps, The Mandalorian Grogu and IMAX with essentially the same first sentence. Good job, Yoko. Good job, Star Wars Holocron.
What was the last movie where they were all saying the same thing? Was it like Captain Marvel? Or it was like a movie, maybe if it wasn't Captain Marvel, it was one after that where like everybody reviewing it was saying like the exact same thing. Like no original thought involved at all. That's what this feels like.
No, it was Captain America.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, that was like
Brave New World.
It was like literally there was like 3 or 4 points in the talk, and like everybody hit all the points, and they were like unnaturally. It was insane. It was like 40 or 50 different.
I mean, if you're gonna pay people off, make it look like you're not.
And so this is the thing that the article writer at Bam Pow Whoosh Wham, whatever it is, doesn't realize when they put those two, like that's the two they could find. They don't realize it's the exact same thing in the first sentence. They didn't even occur to, what's the name again? Hang on a second. Who's this author? It is, because Carol just loves it. Maywish Mahmood.
Oh,
maybe wishing they had separated those out farther. Listen, we get a Star Wars guru that would like to join us right now. So, folks, please welcome aboard the one, the only.
Now, commence Operation Vacuum Suck.
It's Lauren.
Yeah.
We can high five again.
Don't tell him. Nope. No one's saying.
He doesn't know. He can't see, but he's muted. Same system error we had in the past. Look, the sorrow the man feels. It's StreamYard, I tell you.
Trying to say, don't tell him. I wanted to see how long we can let this go for.
Normally I wouldn't, but in this case, he's not muted in StreamYard. It's a separate system issue.
Oh.
So, Lauren, we'll bring you back in just a second, folks. He's fixing it right now. StreamYard issues all the time. All right, so
in the back, there's like a chicken with a wire cutter.
Poor chickens. For those who don't know, Lauren loves chickens, as in he devours them. So, guys, this is the best. This is the best that Disney has right now. They have two, probably almost definitely scripted tweets, and that's what we're running with, and that's what the media is running with to save Star Wars. This is not working out for them. Your thoughts on it?
I mean, we all know this is going to be universally beloved by every Access Media show critic. I think that I don't think it's going to be offensively bad. I think it's going to be historically meh.
Meh.
And I think that you're going to get an audience score on Rotten Tomatoes that's going to be somewhere in the 70s. Possibly low 80s, but I think 70s is probably a good bet. Criticless, I could see it getting around 50% decent.
IGN gives it a 10.
IGN gives it a 7 out of 10, probably.
Lauren?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can.
What?
Marv.
Screw you, Marv. I just want to say, can we not review the movie until we've seen it? I'm
not reviewing it. I'm saying the 25 minutes and what they're saying about it seems to have been written in a script.
Yeah, that part is true. But I also think that you're getting a lot of people saying that it's meh because they have shown that first 25 minutes. And they've been showing parts of that first 25 minutes for the last month. We've all seen bits and pieces of the last 25 minutes. We can put the major things about it together.
So that's a huge mistake then, though, Lauren. I think that's the story, is this is a marketing mistake to show this movie to this extent already. They shouldn't have done this.
Yes, but put yourself in the mind of them, okay? We told them.
Oh, no. Oh, dear.
No, just let me finish. The best trailer they had for this movie is the one they didn't release. It was the one they showed at Celebration last year that leaked. Why they never released that trailer, I'll never understand. The first trailer they put out was boring. The second trailer they put out was boring. Then they did the Super Bowl ad spot that they thought was going to be clever, and they got ripped to shreds for not putting out a decent trailer. So then they waited forever and then finally put out a real trailer, and at that point they started putting out everything that they could because we complained they hadn't given us anything. And now we're complaining that, well, we've seen the first 25 minutes. What do you want them to do? At a certain point, you've got to judge the movie on its merits. Everybody is mad at Lucasfilm and Disney and Star Wars because they haven't gotten what they wanted. They have been yelled at and had everything thrown at them, and I understand as a Star Wars fan. But we're jumping on a bandwagon because everybody is mad at Star Wars.
Well,
wait for the movie to come out.
I'd like to interject. I am not going to apologize for flinching after they punched me in the face for the last 14 years. But I agree. I will always judge it on its merits because, it could be like The Sheep Detectives or, a few other movies. I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but there's ones where you're like, oh man, I did not give that a fair shake, but I always judge it within the realm of when it comes out. But this is conjecture and we got to go off of what they're giving us, and they're not giving us much. You always, when you market, you go with your best foot forward. And if this is your best foot forward, it's kind of looking not very promising. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad and that's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to ignore it and just deal with it. But it's going to be, this feels to me like it's going to be a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, my kids liked it, kind of, it's just going to be a very simple movie.
And honestly, that's what I'm expecting too. I don't expect this thing to set the world on fire. But I also think that we've gotten into such an adversarial position that we're not letting them do anything at this point. I can understand from their side why they're looking at this and going, we have no idea what to do now. We don't know what will possibly make you happy. Yeah, they did earn it. I agree with you. But if if we're just going to retreat to our corners, we're never going to get anything. At this point, you may as well just stop.
I'm just saying they've shown their hand multiple times, and it's the same play. It's just if it's good, I will definitely rate it properly. I always do. I do not go in with my preconceptions and then let it affect my review. I always try to give it some time to settle to review it. And I understand a lot of people do that, but Disney has earned that kind of response from people, and if it happens, that's their fault. So.
Yes, but I also think it depends on who are you calling they, because we've got a complete different leadership now at Disney, and Kathleen is gone.
We don't. This is like the first year of a football team that you just inherited. If you're on year 3 and they're still pulling this crap, then it's like, okay, year 3 or 4. But they just pulled the eject lever on KK. So
yeah,
and all her people are still there. Llewyn Brennan is her disciple, and we don't know if Filoni has been acting on her orders for all this time, or if this is legitimately what Filoni likes. I lean more toward this is more legitimately what Filoni likes, just based on his other work. But so that's going to be, that's going to be the whole thing, is if we're going to get something new.
Let me ask Lauren an important question here, Lauren. And you include whatever you wanted to say back at that as well. But what would you say is the over/under? Because I just had to eat crow. I don't know if you saw this.
I did.
Yeah, I
would
declared.
say you had to more eat mutton than eat crow.
Yeah, I'm with you on
hopefully
that.
not.
Nice
That would be
and
killing
thin.
the stars.
I see. I was such a bigot when it came to sheep that I thought when I saw the Sheep Detectives trailer, it was going to be terrible. And everybody tells me it's actually not just even a good movie. It's a great family movie, and I need to go see it and pay my comeuppance for it. So, Lauren, what do you think the chance is that this movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, gives me a similar situation where I kind of been ripping the marketing of it. I've kind of been ripping the trailer. I've been ripping. I know, folks, it's ripping lots of things. But what if I go in and I have to eat crow, Lauren? What's the over under? What percentage chance would you give it that it's actually a pretty darn good Star Wars movie and we just didn't know it?
I think I'd put it this way. I don't expect it to be a good movie, and understand that the movie was made while Kathleen was still present, and Filoni is likely in charge of it. My personal guess is it's going to be better than season 3. Okay, that's the way that I would put it. I know, but better than season 3 is an improvement. We are
better
seeing
than
them
Boba
make
Fett.
I suspect so. We are seeing that they are attempting to pivot. That's why I'm willing to give them a little additional leeway right now, is because, as we have already reported, we know that the top Disney brass went and had a conversation with them just a couple of weeks ago. That's not a small thing. We know that Filoni was having a meeting with Favreau. I think is it this week that was happening, or was that last week?
No, it's this week.
Okay, this week. So they know that there's a problem. I'm not saying it's fixed. What I'm saying is, if they are taking steps to try and improve the situation, we've got to give them the opportunity to take those steps. It's like you've got to give them a little bit of breathing room to hopefully course correct in some way. That doesn't mean that if the movie comes out and it's a stinker, you don't say that it's a stinker. But I think it's unfair to call it a stinker before we've seen it. I understand the marketing has been terrible for this movie. I don't disagree with that at all. I think that they've made some huge mistakes in the marketing of it. But I suspect they understand they have stepped in it big time. I think they understand now how badly they've stepped in it, and they're in an awful position to try and fix it. It's going to be...
But with Lucasfilm filled with Kathleen Kennedy sycophants who have no interest, I mean, they resent, I think, the audience. So they resent the position they're in, most of them at Lucasfilm. But the leadership is different, right? So the leadership at Disney, at least, with tomorrow, we presume that they realize this is not sustainable. Like, you just from a money standpoint, they can't keep going forward. Mo, I'll give you the last word on this one. Your thoughts on The Mandalorian and the marketing for it leading up. Is it indicative of the movie we're going to get, or maybe Jon Favreau pulls a rabbit out of his hat?
Well, I believe it's going to be. It feels like it's playing it safe. The marketing is going that way. It doesn't seem offensive, which is a step in the right direction. And I'll address what Lauren said, and to tie it back to something I said earlier in this episode, which is, as long as it's trending the right direction, I'll be happy. It doesn't mean I'm going to say it's a good movie, but if I notice things that are showing that they're trying to right the ship, which just short of getting rid of the sequel trilogy or like kind of leaving that behind, I don't know. But I would say if it trends the right direction, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that I would like the movie. But if I see things that are getting fixed and getting addressed, that would give me a little bit of hope, and I am going to watch it and I will rate it properly. And I will look, man, I am to take it into Star Trek. I hated everything Kurtzman, but when Picard season 3 came out, I loved it. And I was a bit pensive at first, but I gave it its due and I ended up loving it. Like, seriously, bought the soundtrack and everything. So I will be fair, but I also am smart enough to realize that I've been getting tricked for the last 9 years at least. Yep. So it's, we have our biases. It's true, but we will see how it goes. And I'm looking for something very middle of the road, 70%.
I think 70 is probably the top end. I would say 65 to 70 probably. I think I think they know they got a problem. And it's going to be a massive lift against a vacuum to try and move things the way that they need to go to satisfy the audience. But I see tons of evidence behind the scenes that they are attempting, and that's more than we ever got in the last 10 years. They're not calling us a vocal minority anymore, and that's another important start.
Boy, that's an important thing. And when's the last time, folks, you heard of the fandom menace in terms of being mocked? I don't think that's happening anymore.
Commander Cody, the time has come, homie. Execute Order 66. I'm still alive, motherfucker.
The shadow grows. We must act. The enemy has found the roost. Our arrows are ready, but we need a plan. Then we fly to Mordor. Flock for the plan. By the line of roost. Take that, you rib. What have they done?
Mountains whisper tales of fire and frost. Shadows rise where the borders are lost. Through the woods where the ancient ones sing, I hear the call of the elder ring. One sword to guide me, one heart to bind me through snow and flame, through night and sky.
Back to the Super Chats, because that's where they're at. Oh, Marv loves it so much. He loves Lord of the Wings.
Every time. If you guys could see me in the back every time that plays, the second he shows up and takes that first bite of that chicken finger, and then roosters are all like,
And in real life, he despises the life of chickens. He loves the death of everyone.
So crowd out there, if you want to do me one boon, somebody out there 3D print me that armor, because the next time I meet up with Marv, I want to come out in that armor just to watch his reaction.
I would die. I would.
You know, after we do the live studio reveal and camera and all that, pro on cam, we're going to be doing an announcement on some conventions. And so, Lauren, that would be great if you show up at the convention we have not yet announced, and you are dressed as what do we call that? Lorne Ron?
The Dark Lorne?
The Dark Lord, that's the best. Caveat ties for two, but they totally sold out of the free tickets. Oh, definitely. Totally sold out of the free tickets. Patrick Getaway for 5. Chris Gore said a whole lot with few words. Yes, he did. And we got Packing out there for 5. How much would it cost to have Marvin punch up the dialogue on my issue 1 script? New characters, not 100% sure on their voices yet. Marv?
A lot of money.
$12 in a green Uno card?
No, it's more the fact that I just don't have time to take on any projects right now.
We shall see what we can do. Packing Protons for 5, the Mist Super. Rumor has it that Pedro is Wilton's father. Now we know why Pedro plays for the other side. We said this one, didn't we?
Oh, we did,
I think we all thought it, and we thought we read it.
Yeah.
I remember it being read because you had to explain the joke to Jonas.
Yeah, we made the joke about, or we talked about how this just came out before the movie was released. Packing, I'm so sorry that this happened twice but we're happy to have the second go at it. But yes, it's interesting to me that they're just now talking about Pedro, he's a dude of the dudes. Yeah. All right, after he was the proper form of masculinity. Clay Napier for $1.99. Lorne should get an invite to Tim Pool.
That's
all
one
right,
hat
then.
I
Well, some of
don't have.
our good friends out there have been at the Cast Castle. Maybe Lauren can go next.
I need a beanie.
All right. We got Juliet for 2. For those of you who don't know, StreamYard glitched as we had at the beginning of the show, and I heard nothing that Lauren said, so I thought, well, this will be awkward, but here's how I will handle it. Okay, then. Juliet for 2. Like, subscribe, and share. We've got irate for 26 months and still no Lauren emoji. Love you all. No, that's not true, folks. Lauren does have
Lauren chicken
2 emojis.
Lauren chicken emoji.
Oh, I see. I was going to say, this guy's got 2 emojis. What are you guys talking about?
You need to do an emoji of Lauren in the armor.
All right, I tell you what, that'll be the super chat goal for tomorrow. If we hit enough, we'll do a Lauren chicken emoji. That will be one scary chimera of a beast. And Detailed Devil, it'll hate itself. For $1.99, if Mando and Grogu equals good, then the whole will be 3 times is the bar for success. Here's the difficult thing. Star Wars movies historically perform at a 2.75. Now, that's not true if we go all the way back to like A New Hope, okay? But they are pretty darn consistent in the Disney era of performing at a 2.75 minus The Force Awakens. So, yes, if it does a 3x, that would be good, but it's not far outside what we would anticipate. This film, we believe, needs at least $600 million to break even. It's really simple how we come to that. They're all bragging about how frugal it is. That frugality is $150 million budget. It's probably $200 million that they spent, but we'll stay with the budget. $150 million, but the marketing, folks, it got a Super Bowl commercial. It's had influencers flown in. They've done live events with all the stars, if there are any, at various places around the world. They've gone to Singapore, Berlin, UK. They were in South
Times Square
America.
billboards and stuff too.
I mean, the spend here is massive. If we even just say it's 200 million, and it must be more, but if it's 200 million, then that brings us to 350 total. $700 million is the break even. We're pulling it back to 600 just to say maybe there's some way we don't understand. Maybe there's a tax credit out of California, and I think there is. We'll pull it back to 600. This film's coming nowhere close to 600 unless we have to eat crow again. Who knows? Kaylee out for 5. Follow up to Packing's missed rumor. No, I am your father, pointing to the sack of tufts and different sized legs. That sounds disturbing in so many ways out of context, and well, even in context, I'm terrified of Wilton with a bag of legs. Maybe chicken legs.
No, he needs wings. Wings.
Please fly, Wilton, fly, and never stop until you reach the sky. Just keep on going. All right, folks, it's been a great show, and we're so happy that you joined us today. The dream to stream comes true because of you, and boy, are we having an impact out there, and it's all because of the greatest community on earth. Respect to the chat and respect to everybody listening in wherever you are. Thank you for inviting us into your day. Check out Mo Zamboni on the Drunk 3PO channel. And Mo, you guys had quite the scare recently, but you're back. You're at full force. The gigawatts have returned.
Indeed they have. And thank goodness. And thanks for everybody politely and respectfully, most of you, adding Team YouTube to help move this thing along. It was very incredibly helpful, and you guys are awesome. Like, seriously, the chat is literally undefeated.
Absolutely. And folks, we have a very important request for you. If you would be so kind, I'm going to get this set up to go here. Folks, and we did not get the chance to do what I wanted to do today because of some of the glitches. But Caro, comic books for kids. Walk us through what this is and why people should be supporting it. I'm talking about with everything they've got.
The Comic Books for Kids is a charity that's based out of Chicago, and their mission is to bring comic books into the hands of children in hospitals and cancer centers to give them some light while they're going through whatever it is that they're going through at that time. They've been around for about 10 years right now. They're really well known in the industry, and I've partnered up with them to help raise money. I'm aiming for a really high goal because I found out that the owner is basically a one-man show over there. And so my goal with this title that you guys see on the screen, Tales from Twisted Ravens, is to raise enough money that he can hire somebody to come in and pack all the boxes and ship everything out and all of that. I may end up pushing that date back a little bit, but that my goal is still the same. And all the net profits of this book go straight to the charity, both during this campaign and afterwards. It's a pure charity project. So even if you are not able to support right now, I would really appreciate if you could share it with some folks, because it's really a big grassroots movement for me right now. So that is the charity and that is the project.
And Carol, I want to apologize. I mean, truly now. Next time we have you on, we're going to do a much better job with this. Because of the StreamYard glitches, we were 15, 20 minutes late getting even into the first story. And so we didn't promote this the way that I wanted to. Folks, I'm asking you, go out there. We've got the link in the chat. Go to Ripasend and support this. It's for a great cause. You'll feel better. And not only that, your bookshelf will look better. And then you will be even better for when you read this and read it with a loved one. Folks, go out there and support Tales from Twisted Ravens by Carol Brown and support everything she's doing. Again, apologies. We simply, because of the glitches from StreamYard, we struggled to get this up until now. But Carol, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for going out there and pushing this, because you don't have to. This is not something that you're being forced to do. This is something that you're doing as an effort to bring good into this world. And so you need to be celebrated, and this effort needs to be celebrated.
Oh, I'll just be happy if we can get that money to the charity, because he really does need that help. So that's my big ambition right now.
Folks, let's go. Let's go. I know this community. After we did $2,000 for the charity stream, and by that I mean all of you. And by the way, Photon Empress, if you're out there, we know what you did. And it was so kind. But folks, I know we can do the same thing here. So let's get at it, and let's prove to YouTube this is the greatest community online. All right, Marv, you are doing the M4 Empire as well as that gameplay. Tell the folks out there what's coming out on your stuff today.
Working on a couple videos for M4 Empire right now, but tomorrow night we got the M4 cast. And tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m., Real Life Fake Wizard and I have got Culture Crossfire. So make sure you check that out as well. We're doing that twice a week now. So yeah, please take a look at that. And then of course the M4 Empire, just in general, we have streams going all week. We like to do a bunch of videos, and we'll see you then. And also that game place, we're going to be doing our final Pragmata stream. I'm just trying to find the right time for it. I'm trying, it might have to wait till the weekend, because I'm trying to find like an afternoon time to do it, because I've been doing late night game streams and I kind of want to do one during the day. So we'll see what we can find.
And Lauren and Apollo is tonight. What's coming up for folks out there?
We're discussing that right after this show. I was gonna give Marv a call so we can figure it out. We have a potential Indiana Jones subject that we might cover, but got to make sure that we can fill the hour with it. So we'll get back to you before the show starts.
All right, and folks, I'm going to switch. Lauren will. There we go. I dipped too. Who knew? StreamYard, we love you. I got to play a clip, and I hope this doesn't embarrass the individual. So for the charity stream we did Friday night, raising money for a family in need, and I'm talking about this family is, they are stalwarts in their community. The mother passed away unexpectedly on Christmas Day, and the son is also in not great medical situation. And you all raised $2,000, but I have to say a huge thank you before we go. Photon Empress, I caught you. I saw the amount that came through, and the name was hidden. I won't say the amount that you gave, but I saw the picture that I knew was you, and that was so kind, unbelievably kind. Photon Empress will end the show dedicating it to you. The generosity, it is real, ladies and gentlemen. You're unreal, because we can't believe every day that you're out there, that we're doing what we do, that we get to do this with you wherever you are on this great big planet. Thank you, and we'll talk to you real soon.
The mainstream media just can't understand how it is we continue to do what we do. They don't realize that we are powered by you, and you are
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
Folks, we've still got decades and decades left in the can. It drives the mainstream mad.
Would it make you feel any better if you knew that what we're asking Matt here to do is a holy thing?
You see, we're on a mission from God. We're on a mission from God.
Now you're gonna put me right back in the joint.
They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
So folks, as we always say, as we end each and every show here, and we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Every time they hit him, he stood back up again. So they hit him harder. Still, he got back to his feet. Standing man.
Lauren, I've sent all the other guests away, but guess what? Super chats are here. 4 more that I did not realize.
I see.
I rate for 199. If Wilton gets wings, Lauren will try to fry them. Yay! We've got Garvin Dreas out there for 5. Dark Lorne of the Chick. Lauren, I'm not going to dare try that one. I'm afraid I'll slip the consonant at some point and say something else.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to touch it either. There's lots of interesting directions that could go.
Really? You do say?
I do.
Okay, well, all right then. Lauren, could you pull up the next super chat for me real quick?
Let me get here. Oh, I see what you're doing.
I see what's happening here.
No.
Just no.
Just no.
Later.